Scout bonfire. Then again, maybe you did.
put us in the wrong place. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Now we're here. Hello.
The DVD video. You're
Some
like
people can
nostalgia
hear
is
you.
bad except when you do it.
Excuse me, what?
Nostalgia is a knee-jerk fascist reaction except when you do it. When you do nostalgia, it's based.
I mean, I do it because it's cool.
Ex-
Beefy. I was actually. I'm sorry. I was actually raised with this. It's not performative.
It's okay. That's what nostalgia is. I mean, I'm talking about that. I'm saying this shit, but I literally have a giant CRT to my left with a PS2 and a PS1 hooked up to it. Like I'm just as bad as you are.
Understandable. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, Salamandric. Hi, Iris. Hi, Joey. Hi, B. How are you all doing?
Did you all get pinged that I'm live because of us doing this stream together thing? I hope so.
Yeah, I actually never mentioned if I never checked if just streaming together without like the other part streaming would get a notification. So maybe
I've heard that that's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like. I have never seen like I haven't really noticed it myself.
Yeah. Usually what I do whenever I like use that is because I use shared chat. Chat is a very good feature. If two people are streaming and they are both like streaming their own ends, you can put the two chats together. That makes it a lot easier to react
those
stuff.
are good.
TRTs, is that the thing that gives you boost? I don't think so. Is it that DMT? That the thing banned
in schools.
There's a lot of things that are banned in schools, aren't they?
It's true.
True. Anyway, what are we doing tonight?
We are playing toys.
That was not the plan, but I think technically yes.
That is basically what we're doing.
That is basically what we're doing. I had an idea. Actually, I had invited Lilybeth to play another game some time ago, but due to circumstances, I would rather put it a little bit away. And Lilybeth had the idea of like making RPG characters together, which is, depending on the system, the most fun part of the RPG.
It's true. It's true.
There are some systems that are incredibly fun to make a character in, and then as soon as you start playing, you go like,
yeah.
I made characters in Savage World and GURP, and I think it's incredibly fun to make GURP's characters and make Savage World characters. But when it gets to play, I think maybe it's because like the one DM that I played here in Brazil, they were pretty new to the system too. So I guess it was kind of slow because of that. But apparently the best like Wild West RPG is Savage World. So I think sometime I'm gonna have to learn that. Yeah, there needs to be more Weird West tabletop RPGs.
Yeah, that would be best.
That
would be cool.
Yeah, my South American ass is calling for American propaganda. I want the Wild West of the cowboys in the train heist. Can we use voice on screen against like seeing a shiny Pokemon? Yeah, we love Lily's voice. Oh, I thought we were gonna start with something that I think is pretty easy to make. So, cowboys didn't even ride cows. I mean, think for yourself. I'd ride a cow. What's wrong?
Just nothing.
They didn't ride boys either. Again, you are speaking for yourself. I'm pretty sure some did.
I've seen Brokeback Mountain.
I've seen Brokeback. Yeah, exactly. Do you think the man with no name spent all that time in the desert by himself?
Ayo.
True. Right. We should make a character, I think.
Sure. What are we doing?
Okay. First things first. I like to think whenever you make a character. I think it's a good way to start to think about like what kind of setting would that character be a part of.
True.
And-
Actually, can you share your screen to me on Discord before we
True.
before we
I
go?
forgot about that.
That's
Let
okay.
me share screen. You can see. There we go. Are you seeing it?
I am
getting
seeing
it,
with
Mr.
my
Crab.
eyeballs.
Yeah, nice. So, the middle whole movie and countless books from this. Exactly, I. D&D people usually start with like the class and the species, but I think it's good to think like what kind of setting we're gonna put the character in. D&D is good for like medieval fantasies, but I've seen people do like steampunk and other kinds of stories with it. I remember you saying me that you did have some like character ideas that you wanted to put forward, right?
Yeah. For D&D classes are just those are the most like what's the word? Like they have a lot of the very popular like fantasy like the rogue, ranger, paladin, sorcerer, like they've got a lot of druid. They got a lot of that kind of they have a lot of
pretty much
ground to cover.
the fantasy trope, and then inside these classes we also have like subclasses, but that's something you worry about later. For example, you want to be the barbarian, but you want to use armor. You have one subclass. You want to be a barbarian that is like uses the power of the animals. You're gonna use another subclass, and so and so.
Yeah, I have made. How many times have I played D&D?
Hi, Diney. Yeah, we're helping Lilybeth go over her D&D trauma.
It's true. I've played D&D 5e twice.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my favorite system. I will leave it at that. So I have made 2 characters. I made a character like fucking like 13 years ago, but I never actually played in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I've played 2 like not full campaigns, but I've played in 2 D&D games. The first character I made, aside from the one like 13 years ago, was it was a stupid it was a stupid like house rule hack where I wanted to play a healer, but I didn't want to be a cleric, and I didn't want to be a cleric, and I didn't want to be a druid, and those were the 2, to my understanding, those were the 2 classes that you could like have healing magic in.
Nowadays you have some other options, but there's still like if you want to be a healer, it is still like the main options you have.
Yeah. So I forget how we got to this, but the end point was that I was allowed, because like I heard about Warlock, and it's funny that Warlock is the most interesting class in D&D. Because just the nature of making a warlock just requires you to have something really interesting, and like it requires you it requires you and the GM to like have a conversation in the game. You already are injected into the world in an interesting way because you having a patron deity, that you are linked to the world in such a way that it's really easy to make you cool and interesting, and also warlocks are really effective. So I was like, that sounds really cool.
Warlocks and sorcerers are usually the ones that are preferred by people that like roleplay the most, because they give you a lot of options right at the start that you can use to build your character.
Yeah, and then fighters are if you don't give a shit about any of that, and you just want to kill things the most effectively as you can, from what I've gathered.
Yeah. What kind of person would pick a fighter in a?
Listen, I picked a fighter in Dungeon World, and I know Dungeon World's a much different game, But that fighter I made in Dungeon World did so much damage, it was crazy. So I like that. I think that's cool. Anyway, so basically I heard Warlock and I was like, that sounds really cool. What if my character was a doctor and got their doctor power from a Warlock? Yeah, at least Sorait's not the streamer that we all know and love, but the dragon girl that I played. Sorait's kicked ass. I miss Sorait's so bad. I would love to play her again. I was like, what if I played a doctor who is able to be a doctor because they like sold their soul to some demon?
And that was what you played in the past, right?
That's what I played in the past. The second character I made was just a very simple paladin. But that I liked playing her, but I think the warlock I made was pretty interesting. I've heard on the grapevine that multi-classing, and I don't think this is something that you can do just from the jump. I think it's something you have to build toward. I have heard that multi-classing paladin and warlock is like so busted and so fun. But I think that's something you have to do in level up. You can't just come out the gate.
Yeah, it is absurdly broken because of a few interactions. Mainly that Paladin has some pretty strong spells. But one, Paladin is a half caster, which means they don't get as many spell slots as everybody else. And also, they are both like charisma casters.
Yes.
So with the right combination, you could have a very strong like defense and a very strong attacking ability too. But that takes like a while. I never really worry too much about people doing that in my games because that takes a while to get online.
I've heard. Go ahead.
Just like to explain a little bit, the way that multi-classing works in D&D is that whenever you get a level up, you can choose to get the level in your class, or if you meet certain stat requirements. I don't even know if stat requirements are still a thing or if they remove that. But whenever you level up, you can choose to get a level on another class. That slows down the abilities of your main class, but obviously you get the abilities from the new one. So, for example, if you are a level 2 paladin, you can choose to get to level 3 and then get... I don't know what paladin gets at level 3. Can I see it? Let's see. First level, second level, third level. Yeah, so you can either choose to go to level 3 as a paladin and get channel divinity and your subclass, or you can pick, I don't know, you can pick the warlock and you get all the level 1 abilities of the warlock, including the invocations and the pact magic. So you end up being, for example, having, I don't know, 12 levels of paladin and 8 levels of warlock.
Oh yeah. It's like you would have a combined level of like you could be like, I don't know if it's how you would say it, but you wouldn't say like, you would say like, oh, I'm like 5th level wizard, 3rd level fighter or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the way that multi-classing also works, usually that will slow down a little bit your leveling. So for example, Wizard is one that is very dependent on level because the higher your level is, the more like spells you get, the more spells you can learn and more spell slots you have. And multi-classing with Wizard usually makes you take longer to get to spell slots, but you can, I don't know, get better defense by getting better armor, for example. I think it's a pretty cool like way to build your character. I have to say, I usually don't whenever I do the campaigns with people that are experienced, I usually don't start at level 1. I think level 1 are usually boring. So I usually give people like, oh, we'll start at level 3, or depending, like level 5 for people with a lot more experience. You can start with like level 1.
Yeah, so like, I kind of want to have a second pass at, or what sounds fun to me is trying to have like a second pass at making an actually good D&D 5e character. Because the thing with a lot of the games that I play is that you don't really need to so I know that games like I haven't played Blades in the Dark, but I know that you can do some shit with Blades in the Dark.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know that you can build your character wrong. Like, okay, for example, Monster of the Week, I think it's really hard to like fuck up your build, you know? Because the whole point of the game is that you're playing pretend, you're playing toys, and like so many, like as long as you're, the only way you could fuck up your character is if you just don't play the game. Like, if you don't play Monster of the Week, if you play Monster of the Week the way it's not intended, you're just not gonna have fun. Like, you're basically not doing anything. Like, you get experience pretty easily just by navigating through the world, and all the abilities that you get, you taking abilities and stuff, is basically just a way for the DM. It's just a prompt for the DM to be like, okay, well that means that this can be incorporated into the game somehow. It's a pretty easy game to GM.
Yeah.
But stuff like D&D, you can build a character wrong really easily and be useless.
You can, because...
and that happens to me a lot, because I'm like, I want to play pretend. I want to make my little guy. But that's not what that character will be really bad. Okay, so that warlock that I made, the best ability that I had was Eldritch Blast, and because of the weird hack that we did, where like instead of I basically took like cleric spells, but we renamed them to be creepier. I think there was like Healing Touch or Healing Word. I think Healing Word is the ranged one.
Yeah.
Like my most effective ability was Eldritch Blast, and I didn't get a stronger spell until Fireball. But I think Fireball, at least when I played Fire, you learn Fireball a lot later as Warlock than as Wizard, I think, or something, or you get access to it. I can't remember exactly how it works. So I had other people. I had Rangers doing like, I had a Ranger in my party that was doing like, I want to say 3d8 worth of damage every turn, just for free. And like I had, what is Eldritch Blast is like, what, 1d8 of damage?
Yeah, depending on your invocations, either 1d8, I think it's 1d10 actually, but depending on your invocations, is 1d10 plus your charisma. So the thing about Warlock is that the difference between the Warlock and the Wizard is that the Warlock get less spell slots, but Eldritch Blast get really, really strong later on, because as you get more levels, you get more invocations, which change how Eldritch Blast work, and you also get more shots of Eldritch Blast. So, for example, let me see. Did they make it a feature? I don't think they made it a. I'm gonna pick Warlock here real quick, just so I can check their spells. I think they're gonna allow me to do that. Yes. Oh. No, there's another one. Spells, prepare spells, those spells. Where is it? Here, Eldritch Blast. So it starts as 1d10, but once you get like level 5, you shoot 2 beams the first time you use it. Level 11 shoots 3, and level 17 shoots 4. So you can shoot, for example, later on with one cast of Eldritch Blast, you can target 4 different people, or 1 person 4 times. And you also get the Eldritch Invocations. That is something that you're gonna get here. That you can choose, for example, I don't think it's gonna show up here, but later on you can make it so your Eldritch Blast pushes people when you hit them, or pulls people towards you. So it ends up that Eldritch Blast, if you play a Warlock, chances are you're gonna be using Eldritch Blast a lot. And the way that it's... Sorry, I think I interrupted you.
No, I was just saying, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think Warlock, when you have a Warlock and a Wizard in the party, you kind of have to balance... Do you remember how long rest and short rest work?
I remember mostly from Baldur's Gate. I don't know how much it differs from normal game, but I know that short rest you can just basically do for free X amount of times. But a long rest, you can only do like Fuck, I only remember in Baldur's Gate terms. I don't
Yeah,
know in
no
the
worries.
actual tabletop rules.
So just quick explanation for long rest. You like rest for 8 hours without doing any combat and without doing any externals thing, and you get pretty much all your stuff back, all your slots, all your health, everything that you use you get returned. And in short rest, for most classes, they don't get a few options for healing or limited options, but they don't get their slots back. The wizards, sorry, the warlock has way less slots than the wizard, but they recover them on a short rest. So if you're on a long journey where you're gonna have like a lot of things happening between chances to take a long rest, the wizard will eventually run out of spell slots and the warlock won't. But if you're doing it on what I see a lot of people do, which like you are in a city and then you fight twice and then you long rest, and then you fight twice and long rest again, then like the warlock feels very limited because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to try making a warlock again, or are you trying something else?
Let me look at the list again.
Mm-hmm. I know that Iris showed me. Sorry, go ahead.
I remember. I actually played. There was a third game that I played in that I totally forgot about. And I had fun in that one. Actually, we just didn't play for that long. I made a ranger. So okay, when I hear ranger, I think of two things. I think of the Final Fantasy V job where you are a sniper, when you have a bow. But I also remember Lord of the Rings, because Aragorn is called a ranger. He's like, that's his job, right? That there are things called rangers in that game, or in that setting, in that setting. But rangers had swords a lot of the time, and Aragorn had a sword. And I know that when you play as him in the game, in the PS2 games, he has a lot of cool sword stuff. I think that's cool. I know that rangers can be bow people. I know that fighters can also be bow people too. I've heard.
Yeah.
But rangers are like nature warriors, right? Fighters. So
yeah. The ranger in 5e has a bit of identity crisis, where it doesn't know exactly what it wants to be, but it can be good at both like range. It can be good at both like bows or crossbows, as swords. But the main thing about the ranger is like you get advantages against certain types of enemies and certain types of terrains.
So like you could choose to be like a particular kind of monster hunter if you wanted to be.
Yes, exactly. I think Iris also explained it here. They are half casters, but because around exploration and targeting specific enemies, not limited range attack. So, you know how the paladin can cast spells too?
Yeah.
So if the paladin is a fighter mixed with a cleric, the ranger is a fighter mixed with a druid, except the transformation. Their spells are more nature oriented, for example.
Yeah.
And their main thing is like, let me see how it explains in the game. Yeah, you have a spell that you can mark an enemy and you do extra damage to that enemy when you attack them. And later on, you get like advantages on certain locations and better move speed on certain areas and stuff like that. And yeah, they can get an animal companion too. That's a good point.
True. So the other character ideas that I have like a person in mind, and then I can use that to branch into whatever. Like I've told you, like I want to have like I want to eventually in another system I want to make a rat girl thief. And for Lancer I have a couple of different ideas. But for this I'm thinking about a class first and then a person second.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's take a second shot at a warlock if that's okay.
Okay, that can work. Let's see.
I want to try to take a second shot at the Arakaka that I made.
Oh, I remember you mentioned that. So, starting at level 1, do you want to start with the class or do you want to start talking about the Telacroca part?
So I have a lot of I remember a lot about his character. So I can definitely get into that later. I think I want to start with mechanic stuff first.
Okay. Let me see. So you get all of these traits. What would Telacroca? You mentioned it's a he?
Yes, yeah. I forget what his name was Edward, but that was his like that was his not his, I guess his fake name. Like he had like his birth name that his parents got, and then he his like. Okay, well I don't want to spoil. There was a thing about Dawn Trail I was about to spoil. You know how sometimes people will immigrate to America and then they'll have their name. And then stupid idiot white people can't pronounce their name, so they will give themselves a name that's easier for stupid idiot crackers to pronounce. That's what it was.
I remember
our Cochrane name.
When we meet, what's his name? Wuklamat father. Gulul Jaja, something like that.
Yeah, Gulul Jaja. Yeah.
Gulul Jaja. I remember he calls Wuklamat something else. I don't remember what now.
Lamachi. That's different.
Yeah.
But yeah. There's another character that has a name, but you'll see. You'll get to that. But yeah, that's basically what it was. His given name, or rather, the name he chose for himself is Edward, but his given name is something else that I can't remember because I used an Aarakocra name generator for it.
Fair enough. We need to choose starting two like skill proficiencies. What would actually wait before we choose this? How about we roll for stats? I feel like that would be good. I think I remember you mentioned you had better experiences with roll before. So how about we use 0.5? I would be willing to try.
I would be. So what are the three options? Because I saw that there were three options.
So you have the standard array, which is just like.
Oh, those are the okay. Yeah.
Either standard array, rolled. Oh, it has the option to roll. Let me see what does it roll. Oh, it rolls 4 dice and take the least one.
Oh, it like adds them together?
Yeah, the way that it works, like you are supposed to roll 4 dice. You take the smallest one out and put the sum of all of them together to make your stat point.
Oh.
Did they make you play just the highest dice?
I don't remember. It was random, but it was like you rolled all of your stats. Like you rolled fuck, I can't remember. I know that I'm pretty sure we rolled all of the stats together. And then like you rolled a big chunk of dice and then you dropped the lowest. But those dice, there was like a base, I think. It was like you start at like you have like 6, I think. I think you have 6 as your. I remember. I'm gonna tell you in DMs because I don't want to say this. I want to keep that part. I want to keep certain parties keep some things about them private. But I remember some things that made what I told you before stream even worse. But basically, I think it was like you had 6 as a base, and then you would roll dice on top of it, and you would add whatever those were. You'd roll like a d10 or whatever on top of it. I forget. I think that's how it worked. So like you could get a 7, you could roll a 1, and then add that to 6, and then it would be 7. Haha, 6, 7.
Huh.
It was weird.
I have never heard of that. What I have heard before is like you roll a big chunk of dice, and then with these dice you make your stat. So it was something like you rolled 6 times 3. That I never tried that, but it's like you roll 36 dice, and then you just combine them as you want to make your stat array. I have never did that. I feel like that could lead some very unbalanced stuff. But what's usually done is you roll like for each stat, you roll 4 dice and you take the lowest. So for example, you rolled 16 here, as this were a warlock. you could put it on to 16 on charisma. Or if you roll 10, you're gonna roll for another stat, and that's gonna be a 14.
Can we roll all of them and then see and then assign
Yeah.
after?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, let's try roll. Let's try rolling.
Let's see how it goes. Whenever it
All right.
rolls,
I wish I had this luck.
there is a chance if you are very unlucky that it's gonna roll all ones. Oh, but I guess not.
This is so ridiculous. God, this pisses me off.
Something tells me if you had this roll, you would enjoy the character
See,
a lot
that's
more.
the thing, is that, like, what if I just got fucking... Okay, I want to wait until we get everything. Before I get pissed off.
Alright, let's see. Oh, you're getting very good stats. I wish I had this luck when I was...
Yeah, so, like, yeah, I bet someone would have a really fucking good time playing D&D 5e if they got really lucky and rolled 14 as their lowest stat.
Oh, would I show anything? No, I was just gonna show my deck. Of course, I'm gonna pick the... Just so there is, like, less lag for me. I don't know why there's lag there. There we go. Contrast black. Update? Well, let's find out. Nope, but that's fine. That's the last row. Look at this!
That's so fucking bullshit.
That is bullshit. You have nothing below 14.
Can we do, because what I like to do, how I like to roll characters, how I like to roll characters is you have one thing you're really good at and one thing you're really bad at, and then it's whatever else. Like, yeah. I like having a character who's like -1 or -2 in something. I like that. I think that's good. In a game, but in games that have initiative, I think it really sucks because, like, sometimes, like, the kind of character you're playing, they don't really need dexterity. But, like, if they have bad dexterity, that means they basically will never get to play their fucking character. But besides the point, I like having a character who's got, like, an 8 in a stat and, like, a 13 or a 14 in another. Yeah. So can we look at point buy?
Yeah, sure. Iris recommended standard array too. We can look at point buy first, and we can check standard array how it feels later. So let me reset, and there we go. So with point buy, you start with everything at 8, and then you use certain amount of points to go up to as high as 15. With point buy, you cannot go over 15 in one thing. Okay. There is a point that I think Iris reminded me to, and I think I did remind you. You also get 3 points that you can put on them.
True, that's true.
Yeah. You can put the 3 of them on the same thing if I remember correctly, but you can put like 2 on one and 1 on another, or split the 3 of them.
Okay. With point buy, would I be able to do so? The highest you can get a stat into on point buy is 15, right?
Yes.
Can we do 15 charisma? 12 dexterity.
Okay, that gives you +1. Dexterity does affect your AC, which is how hard it is to hit you.
Yep, and also your turn order and initiative. 10 strength.
Okay.
10 constitution.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but something that I see whenever people start playing the game is that they pick a ranged character, or they pick, like, they want to play an archer or a wizard or something like that, and they put like 0 points in constitution. And I mean that by, like, having negative constitution. But then...
fucking no.
Yeah, and then at level, if you notice the constitution, I don't think it does here. I'm not sure if in 5e that works, but you could lose HP, you could lose max HP by having negative con. So if you're a wizard, you could start with, like, 4 HP.
Yeah, no, I think
wizard is 6.
So like what you dump you get 2 extra points, you get 1 extra plus, you get 1 extra modifier and whatever your damage stat is in exchange for Constitution. All it takes that's +1 modifier. Big whoop-de fucking do. You do 1 less damage. You're rolling fucking 27 to hit something that's got an AC of like 12. But meanwhile, you've got 8 Constitution. All it takes is your GM to add a D4. All it takes is your GM to add a single D4 to a damage roll against you, and your character's fucking dead.
Exactly.
You lose the Constitution save after you just don't get hit.
Just don't get hit, true.
Listen, I know D&D is a war game, so there's like positioning and stuff that you can do to avoid damage. I don't trust like that. I don't trust like that. I don't trust a map to be like, oh, the square. Oh, just position yourself to where you'll never take. I don't fucking trust that.
I do have to say.
Go ahead.
Can I add something to that? All the talk about positioning and just position yourself better. It all depends on how evil the GM is, because there is no mechanic. At least there is maybe there is 1 or 2 spells in the game that can do that. But there is no mechanic that says that the enemies can't target you. Or better yet, there is no thinking mechanic in this game. So I, as a GM, I could be very evil and oh, you are in the back? I can make this rogue run all the way towards you, ignoring everyone else and stabbing you.
It's true. That's why I don't trust that shit. All you need to do is tank 1 hit. If you can take 1 direct hit, you're okay. But if you are in such a situation where you could get 1-tapped at any point, like there are some, if you're gonna play a really squishy guy, there's nothing that can stop certain like GMs from, or like there are certain abilities that are just gonna 1-tap you, because like if the enemy berserker orc rolls up to you with an action surge in his pocket and you're a wizard, it doesn't matter if you've got like staff mastery or like quarter staff mastery and like 10 constitution or 12 constitution, he's gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah.
But like if a stray arrow puts you in the dirt, get the fuck out of my party. I don't care how high you're rolling your fireballs, get the fuck out of my party.
Incredible.
What if you're separated? Anyway, 10 constitution. Let's see how that goes.
Okay.
So that means if I want 1 more 15, that is 9 points, right? So I'd be. Can you open up?
This. Yeah, you have 10 points. You can put 2 of them at 13, or.
Oh. Okay, I remember. So I get 3 extra points. I get 2 and 1, right?
Yes, or you can split it 3 of them. Or you can split like 3, 2, 1, 1, 1.
Okay, but okay. So, okay. What about? Can you open up the? I know. So are there saves for every stat, or is it Constitution save, Wisdom save, and Dex save?
In 5e, everything has a save. But some saves are like less common than others that are served for other purposes. For example, people usually don't really care about strength saves too much, because usually stuff, oh, you failed us a strength save and now you're either mobilized or you get pushed back. Or intelligence saves are also kind of rare, with the exception of the intelligence devourer, but you really don't have to worry about that.
So like for a doctor who's like a quack, because that was his thing, is like I remember when the background I picked, I think it was charlatan, because the whole idea is that he's not a real doctor. Like he doesn't, like he can't, like he was like a back alley doctor who would like heal you on the cheap, not like literally cast heal, like he would do surgeries and stuff, but he was always like bullshitting it, right? Because it's all stuff he got from his deity. So a real doctor needs a lot of, I think in real life, a real doctor needs a lot of intelligence and wisdom. Like if this was like a Call of Cthulhu character, I can't remember how the stats work. I can't remember what the stats are in Call of Cthulhu, but I'm pretty sure that, well, no, because that's more about, did Call of Cthulhu, did there was there would your skills add to your, like how in like perception in this game you have like your stat bonus, or you have like your skill bonus, but also wisdom, your wisdom modifier gets added to your perception. Is that how it works on Call of Cthulhu?
So I do not remember exactly. Never played Call. I want to play Call of Cthulhu or Delta Green one day, but I never played them. From what I remember, is a D100 system. So like the higher your stat, the higher the chance of, the higher like a percentage chance of passing. I don't remember if that's how it works in Call of Cthulhu.
So basically, if you were to take this into, like, if we were just pretend that Call of Cthulhu is in the D&D system, I think a doctor, like an actual doctor in that kind of game or in that kind of setting, they would have high intelligence and wisdom. Probably, if they were a surgeon, probably dexterity too, but they could probably get carried from. They would probably, you know, their two highest stats would be in wisdom, and then, like, you know, a little bit of dexterity for if they were like a surgeon or something. But like, you need to know things. You need to have a fucking encyclopedic knowledge of physicianness, and also you need to. Okay, I don't know. I think maybe a whatever the doctor is that's all about diagnosing shit. The guy, when you're in Trauma Team, you play as the diagnosing guy, you know?
Yeah.
Like, either way, point of the matter, a real doctor, I think, needs a lot of intelligence and wisdom, but this hack piece of shit is just flying by the seat of his ass with his patron stuff. So I don't really know if he would have a lot of intelligence and wisdom.
Let me just double check something. Iris, is medicine a wisdom skill or an intelligence skill?
I think it's wisdom, but I believe her if she said intelligence.
I know that perception is wisdom and investigation is intelligence. Medicine. I think medicine is intellect. But one thing that you have is wisdom. Okay, thank you, Iris. So yeah, although you also have the option to just not have proficiency in the skill.
Yeah, I don't plan to, or rather, so okay. Can you open up intelligence?
Yes. For both of them, they're like the
points.
same.
Yeah, I've got 10 points to work with.
This system doesn't allow it. I personally would find a way to allow you. If we were playing D&D, like, I would allow you to go over like 16 if you wanted to use more points, but this side does not allow me. Also, thank you, Red Row.
I think strength and con being 10 is fine. So okay, my idea is that I want to my extra stats, my 3 extra points. I plan on putting 1 into charisma to get it to 16 if that's possible, and then 2 in something else to get it from 10 to 12.
Okay. Makes sense. You remember when we talked a little bit earlier about how you can build your character wrong in D&D?
Yeah.
One thing I think you can be wrong is having your main stat below. So, for example, if you are a warlock and you choose to dump charisma, I think that's a way to make it wrong.
Yes, absolutely, because that's like that's your damage and your ability to hit.
Yeah, I think dumping Constitution like completely, I don't think it's wrong, but it's incredibly risky. I would not recommend that. So like 10 is fine. Don't need to put over that. And I think it's not that it's necessarily wrong, but if your class doesn't really use a certain stat, there is no reason. Like, if you are a caster and you don't use strength, I don't think it's necessary point to put any more than 10 in strength, unless you're playing with like item weight. I personally never had a lot of fun with, but Anyway, what I'm saying is, I would recommend having either wisdom or constitution. If you want to put more
Yeah.
points with something else instead of strength.
Yeah, so okay. Let's open up. Okay, so what's more, because I like playing into the stat. I like the stats helping with roleplay. How would you imagine a hack doctor who lies about being a real doctor, and all of the healing and all the good they do for other people comes from pulling on his patron deity for power, either pulling on his patron deity for knowledge, or to pull on his patron deity to make stuff, or like to make salves or procure medicine or like do surgeries or other like magic, because like this is a fantasy setting, so like magic healing is a thing. In addition to, like, I imagine certain kinds of clerics will open a bitch up for surgery. Like, I imagine certain kinds of clerics are actually full ass like physicians. And I imagine this guy probably has done shit like that too. For that kind of person who is a liar, what do you think is better for him to have? A higher stat in intelligence or a higher stat in wisdom?
Ooh. I think considering are they not a doctor because they couldn't get doctor school, because they don't like it, because
I think with him, I think he's interested in shortcuts. And he's kind of like a pathological liar.
Okay, in this case,
I want to be good at lying. Like his charisma, haha, like classic sorcerer warlock thing of like, not only can you cast magic good, but you're really good at social stuff. Like, I want him to be a good liar, to the point where it's pathologic, where it causes some problems, but he can shit talk really easily.
I
Because
completely...
like, you can play a... Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Because like you can play a character who's smart with high wisdom but low intelligence, or vice versa. To be honest, I think a character with high int and low... So, okay. Phoenix Wright has high wisdom, low intelligence.
Yes.
Sherlock Holmes, BBC Sherlock Holmes, has high intelligence and low wisdom. In my opinion. Someone can tell me that I'm wrong.
BBC Sherlock Holmes is the one where...
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Okay.
He kind of has common sense, though. He kind of has common sense.
Yeah, I think he would have high intelligence and kind of mid. I don't think Karen lied.
Well, see, because BBC Sherlock Holmes is a smart character written by people who don't know what intelligence is.
Yeah, I do think for this character specifically, I agree with Iris that wisdom makes more sense, because wisdom in this game is about like, it's intelligence is about actual book knowledge. How much you remembers, how much you can like look at every nook and cranny. Wisdom is about your perception.
What if Columbo? Okay, so I'm listening to Friends at the Table. I'm in Palisade right now. There's a character in Palisade who is a detective. One of the players is playing a detective, and his stats. Do you know Armor Astur at all?
A little bit. I have not played it.
So I haven't really seen the rulebook or the sheets, but they're playing it, and I've heard enough of their stats that I have a general idea of it. It's like it's powered by the apocalypse, so it's like Monster of the Week, where it's not like D&D where you have like 10 strength and that means you have a +0 modifier. It's like Monster of the Week where it's like you have +2 cool. Any cool modifier you get a +2. Stuff like that. So there's a couple of stats. There's a stat called Know, which is kind of like, it's like knowledge, it's like studying, stuff like that. And then there's Sense, which is, more like your perception and your senses and stuff. That character has 0 Know, but like a +2 or a +3 Sense. And I remember, they were kind of like, you're playing a detective who's an idiot, and he was like, no, detectives don't need to know things. Detectives don't know. A detective doesn't come into the scene knowing stuff outside of the crime. They notice things. They put things together. You don't need to know to put things together. You just got a sense for it. And I was like, shit, he's kind of right. Because I'm thinking about like mystery and like detective fiction where sometimes a detective can have like encyclopedic knowledge and being able to pull stuff out from everywhere. But I think of Phoenix Wright, who's kind of a dipshit, but he gets things, you know? And I think that works for him. I think he should have
I would suggest wisdom too.
So I'm thinking. Okay, for now, let's put 13 wisdom.
Mm-hmm. You have 5 points.
So I have 5 points remaining. So that means. So open up intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
So that means I could either have 13 intelligence or
What you could
12
do...
intelligence and like 11
Yeah?
constant. So what I'm trying to do here, and it's funny that I'm thinking about like this is off of Baldur's Gate 3 rules. So, because in Baldur's Gate 3, what you want to do is you want to set up yourself for success in the future, where, and I know that Baldur's Gate 3 is a modified version of 5e. But with Baldur's Gate 3, when you make your character, you want to get like 15, and you want to get odd numbers. You want to have like, if you want to have like 2 or 3 stats that are like your best stats,
Mm-hmm.
you want to get stats to like 15, 13. 11, stuff like that, because all you need is one more point in that thing to get it to an even number, which will give you it'll push you over into that extra point in a modifier.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually there are other feats you can take upon leveling up that give you either +1 or +2 in a stat. So if you set yourself up, you could get, so let's say for this one I want my charisma to be 15 because I'm going to put my base +1 in that to get 16.
Yeah.
Eventually, there's a feat I could take that will give me +2 charisma, and then that charisma becomes 18. And then on another, if I really want to get that stat to 20 as fast as possible, the next time I level up, that I can take a feat, which is like level 7 or whatever, there's another thing that I can take that'll give me +2 charisma, which will get me to 20 instantly. And there we go, I'm set for the rest of the game.
The way it works in D&D, for most classes, every 4 levels, you can choose to either get 2 stat points, whatever you want. Up until 20, you cannot through level up and get your skill above 20.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can get a feat, and some of the feats are gonna like, oh, you get +1. There is one feat that you get like +1 charisma, and you also get advantage whenever you try to act like someone else. So that's after like 4 levels for the Warlock.
Yeah.
So you could get a 16 on charisma, then a level 4, you get it to 18. And then like a level 8, you get something else that does not level your charisma, but increases like your constitution by 1 and gives you something else you can do.
Yeah. So 10, 12, 11, 12, 13, 15. Obviously, that's not min-maxing, because if I really wanted to min-max, I would go like 15, 14, 13, like 8, 10, or whatever.
Yeah, I think for a Warlock, a min-max build would be dumping Strength and Intelligence and putting it all on like Charisma, Wisdom, and either Dexterity or Constitution.
Yeah, I think min-maxing is better for a kind of game where you're not really super focused on roleplay and you just want to play the game, you know, like you want to dungeon crawl. That can be cool. Yeah. That's totally cool. Me personally, I like roleplay and I don't like playing a character. I think it fictionally kind of sucks when you have a character who is only good at like one and they suck at everything else. I think that's kind of lame.
Yeah, fair enough.
So like roleplay, but for like video games, like that's great. So like for this, I would like if this were a character I'd be playing, I would be 16 charisma. I would put a +1 in charisma to get 16, and then I would put my +2 in like maybe wisdom or constitution so that I could be tankier. But probably wisdom. So that would be 15 wisdom, 16 charisma. And then the next time I could take a level up that I would get a +1, I'd probably put that +1 into either well, I'm trying to remember, at least off of Baldur's Gate 3 rules. I don't remember. I think there's like one feat you can take that gives you +2 charisma, or it might even just be +1 charisma.
Telar, you can either, whenever you level up, you can... Oh, you mean at the start of the game?
No, like eventually feats. Like
eventually you can, like, whenever you get... When you get to those, like, level 4, 8, 12, and 16, you choose stat points or a feat that may give you 1 point too.
Gotcha.
So
well, I think I like this. I think I'm satisfied with this.
Okay. Let me peek the Alacroca real quick, just so we can like get the stat points there, so you can look how they. So we can actually like set them. So here, yeah. So you said you want 1 for charisma, but it's 16.
Yep.
And you wanted the other 2 where? Sorry?
I don't know, because I don't really know what 15 wisdom is going to give me, other than better skill rolls, I guess.
Yeah. 15 is not better than 14 when it comes to skill rolls, but you are 1 point away from getting speed.
Yeah. So the idea is, like, if I get a feat, I could get a feat that could give me +1 in wisdom to push it over to 14. Or rather, if I put 2 into wisdom to make it 15, then eventually when I get to level 4, I could take a feat. But I think a feat I would want to focus on charisma. I can't think of any feats that I would care about that have a +1 to wisdom attached to it. I can have 14 dexterity.
There are a few that makes you better at like observing stuff, but that's like perception.
I could have health. No, he wouldn't have high constitution. I think fuck it, wisdom.
Wisdom, okay. There we go. So yeah, that's what it looks like. 10, 12, 11, 12, 15, 16. I think that's pretty good. I think this is pretty good for a level 1 character. Let me see. Let's go back to the class. So, you said he would be... Actor gives +1 charisma, true. And I'm pretty sure Observant gives +1 wisdom. We can check that later. You mentioned he was good at like lie, right?
Yeah. So can you scroll down and to let me see all of the? Is this all of it?
Yeah. For Warlock, these are the ones that you can choose at the beginning.
Yeah, it would be deception.
You can pick another one. It's 2.
Wouldn't know about religion or nature. So that would leave history, intimidation, investigation, or arcana. What is arcana? Is general magic knowledge, right? Yeah,
arcana is an intelligence skill. I think history is intelligence.
What about investigation? Is investigation also intelligence?
I think these 2 and this here is intelligence. Nature and religion are wisdom, and intimidation is charisma.
What? Okay, so let's think why. So he's good at what was deception? He's good at deception because
it is a fair point.
Did he do anything to make it?
There's a fair point at carrying rings. If you DM allows, you can use any stat for any skill check. So if you get to see anything that like fits the stat base here, just pick whatever fits the character themselves, and don't worry about stat belongs to.
Yeah, because so I'm trying to think of I've been looking at like character question prompts and stuff, and one of the prompt ideas is to get really granular and ask yourself why about everything with your character. Like Like, why is he good at deception? Well, I think he for most of his life, I think his like bullshit pathological lying was something that he got in a lot of trouble over for a long period of time, to the point where it was either stop lying or learn how to get better at it. And either stop lying or learn how to live in your lie. And I think he chose the latter. I think it was either easier or it made more sense for him to just get good at the lying part. So if I take that into this other skill, like, why would he be good at Arcana? Why would he be good at history, intimidation, investigation, etc.? I don't think nature or religion are interesting here. If he's knowledgeable about Arcana, it would probably be because Arcana was what led him to learning about magic and shit, led him into a life of, led him to the point where he got to a patron deity to sell his soul to.
Yeah, I was about to ask that. He is a warlock, so he has a patron. How did he find about the patron? Did he find it in like history books and went searching for it? Was that learning through magic? Was it summoned?
I think don't know for sure, but I think he lied in such a way where he got himself into a situation where he I think it was more so a matter of maybe he so it would either be him, because something about him that I like is that he likes shortcuts. He doesn't like to work hard for things, and he likes to take the easy way. And I think it's either something he looked into, or it was a single crack decision that he made. So my two gut feelings are either it was something he sought out, like he specifically tried to find. He was trying to think of ways to shortcut into success, or shortcut into an easy life. And to get that, both like narratively, how do I make that happen, and also, you know, in fiction, how does that come about, is either he searches for it, or his lies get him into such a situation where he is in too deep in the occult, or in some sort of like magical situation, and comes into contact with the patron deity, and basically bullshits his way into a deal, like on accident, because it's like, okay, well, who knows what he's gonna do to me, but maybe if I offer something, he'll let me go. Those are my two branching ideas here.
I get the feeling that in this specific case, investigation would be bad.
I kind of like that too, yeah.
Yeah. Investigation.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's intimidation.
Oh, I picked the wrong one?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, my bad. There we go. Investigation. What do you get for pack magic? Yeah, you get 2 spells. But first, the Eldritch Invocation. You get some stuff from your patron. Either you get 3 spells, either you get advantage to maintain concentration. Do you remember how concentration works?
Nope.
So,
oh wait, concentration is it's magic that you have to like channel, and whenever you take damage, you can get knocked out of that.
Exactly. So either this character has like better defense because their patron protects them with mage armor, or they have a good like mind to keep things focused when everything is chaos, or they got an actual item from their patron, either a weapon, or a familiar, or a magic book.
What can the magic book do?
So the magic book, you have a bunch of spells that, let me see. Yeah, you choose 3 cantrips and 2 level 1 spells, and you basically get extra spells at the beginning. So later on, you can get more stuff from it. I think you can get stuff like contact your patron and things like that. Can take spells from any spell list on the warlock spell. Thank you.
So what can make him have healing magic? What can happen to make him have healing?
Probably this one. This could give him let me see. As a spell, it could give him I don't think he would get any healing at level 1 actually. Yeah, because I don't think there is any spell level 1 that is healing.
Okay, that's fine.
I think in 5e you need the Celestial, I think, to get more healing spells. But you can, I think you can change them.
Healing spells? That's what Iris says. I don't know.
Be able to get healing word. I think for this specific Eldritch Invocation, the Cures contain cantrip plus 2 level 1 spells after ritual tag. Oh, it's for spells with the ritual tag, Iris. Maybe it is changed on the new version of Warlock. Actually, hold on. Because there are 2 versions of Warlock, I don't remember if you... I don't know if you are up to par, but they released like 2 years ago a quote-unquote update to the rules. So now you have like you have 5e and 5.5e. And let me see. Yeah, for 5e, yeah, that is the updated version. So for in the old version, you get the tome at level 3, and then you could pick up from any spell. But on the updated version for Adam Gathering, you get the tome at level 1, but you get your patron at 3. I think that's it. Hold on, I know how to fix that. So let me see. You want Deception and Investigation. If you want the Magic Tome, I can just say that you have that because I am the DM. And I can say that one of your spells is a healing spell.
Sure.
Instead of a ritual one. So, yeah, let's say you have... Let's see, what cantrips would you have? How would they... What kind of spells would they...
I gotta have Eldritch Blast. Gotta.
You kinda have to.
So, I can't remember the name of the patron deity, but I know that I was a different person. This was 10 years ago. I was a different person. I know that the something in his name either sounded like or could be purposefully mispronounced to sound like Chuck, and that was what he called him. I think that's stupid now, but when I was 10 years younger, I thought that was funny. Like his name was something weird and demonic, but like some syllable in there. If I mispronounced it purposefully, it could sound like Chuck, and that was his nickname. That's such stupid bullshit, like dumb baby D&D humor. God.
Having stupid shit in D&D is like...
I should be able to take Spare the Dying. I don't know what that means.
True. Spare the Dying is... Where is it? Here. So, a creature that has 0 hit points and isn't dead, you can make them stable so they don't lose more. They don't have to roll for death rolls.
So, like, let's say...
It's like stabilizing someone.
Excuse me. So, I could take a proficiency in medicine, right?
I would let you change one of these for medicine, yes.
So, yeah, let's say that instead of investigation, it would be medicine.
Okay.
I could so like in other in other TTRPGs, like let's say Beam Saber. On our next session of Beam Saber, on our game that we're playing, we're probably going to need to do some healing rolls. And
Yeah,
that
I
is
think
like,
so.
oh, someone rolls whatever stat makes sense, right? Like, so, like, let's just because it's easier to conceptualize my character that's a robot, someone would need to do surgery on me, but they could roll engineer because I'm a robot, and that makes sense. Then that would clear a stress. Is that something that you could do outside of combat in D&D? Like, could you, let's say someone is hurt, could you roll medicine on them to like treat them in an actual mechanical way, or no?
You need mechanically, you need something called a healer's kit.
Okay, and that
think you
would be
need-
something my character could get, right?
Yeah, I think you need a feat for that too, but I'm not up to date with that. And every time you do a
Okay.
short rest, people can like use their dice to heal themselves a little bit. But
Yeah, because like
yeah,
it could see that like we could like play it as like if this were an actual game we were gonna play, we could play it as like yeah, my character is like a quote unquote is like a hack doctor, but that doesn't mean they literally cast magic on somebody. They just can treat you using shit from their deity.
yeah,
And that could take a lot of different, you could take a lot of different what's the word, that could take a, like, I could roll medicine with like charisma or whatever, right? It's like, oh, because my deity makes me good at this, shit like that.
True. For Spider Dying, you wouldn't need to roll anything to stabilize them. It's not healing, but it's like making sure someone is not like bleeding out on the ground.
Yeah. Okay. So this is, I get 5 of these things.
You get 2 cantrips, which are the ones that you can do as much as you want, and you get 3 spells with rituals that you can do.
Ritual?
Like rituals usually take longer to make, but if you wait that long to,
So those are like channeling casts.
not channeling, you can choose to cast them as is, or you can choose to take longer and not use a spell slot.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I think. So yeah, the 2 ways I could go about this. The 2 ways I could go about doing this, right? Is I could either ask you to let me have healing word, or I take Spare the Dying, and then something about this character, I'll sneeze again. Something about this character is able to like mechanically help. Is able to mechanically help. Thank you. Mechanically like heal people in some way, or treat them in some way, even if it's not just casting a magic ability. I think I kind of want to follow the rules as much as possible here, because the whole point of what we're doing here is making characters within the confines of the system. So for now, I want to keep, deception and investigation, and then Eldritch Blast, Spare the Dying. And then let's look at the other
Yeah, you have 1 more cantrip you can pick, which is another one of the free ones.
Mending. What's mending?
So mending is for like, it's not for people, it's for objects.
Things. Okay.
Yeah, repairs a single break or tear in an object you touch.
Okay, let's look at.
Iris does
some
have
more.
a point. Once you get to level 3, you can choose your subclass. Because it's D&D Beyond, you have to pay for everything. I cannot pick the Celestial here, but you do have an option of a patron that gives you more healing spells.
Okay, yeah. So that, again, we could argue that like, all of his stuff is like more low key. It's not literally him casting magic. It's him doing medicine, healing stuff. It's just that, he's got a god whispering in his ear telling him how to do the stuff. Or he's just given the knowledge magically for some bullshit. And then as he gets more of like a cool badass action magic caster, then he's getting more rewards from his deity. That's like, okay, well now you can just heal people.
Yeah. And if we weren't like using this site, we can just use like 5e2s or other stuff like that that tells you what you can pick, and you can like you wouldn't need to pay. I Actually, Karen, you can send me the link so I can check it out. I don't think
So-
Twitch will care. If I get
For
banned
this-
for using a character creator on stream, fine. I'll take that bullet.
No, don't take the bullet. So I actually want to wrap this character up pretty fast because I kind of don't want to make the whole stream be just about me making a character. I want to let you play toys too. So for this, I kind of just want to, if it's okay, I kind of just want to move forward a bit so we can get to the other systems, and then you
Okay.
can autism just like I'm autism.
No problem. Do you want to check what spells they have? Would they have a familiar?
I will. I'll not for now, but maybe if I can't think of anything else, I could come up with a way that would be cool. Detect poison and disease. For sure.
And that is something that you could do as a ritual. So you could spend like 10 minutes analyzing some piece of water or some food or whatever, and then you're gonna find out if it is poison or not, or if it has some kind of
Yeah,
Or-
I like that.
You can purify food and drink too if you want to.
Maybe, but I want to see some of the other ones.
Mm-hmm. These ones down here are the same except like the old rules.
Gotcha.
Oh, you can marry people. I forgot about that.
Ooh, unseen servant could be crazy in the sense of like that's the thing doing surgery. And it just that's the thing that does the actual the actual practicing physician shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he just makes people think that he's
That is something that I think by the rules, the unseen servant is like something that just does basic tasks. I would let you do the ritual to summon an unseen servant, and they give like an advantage for when you are checking something, or like
That would
make
be
it,
so
let you use charisma when you're doing that.
If we play D&D and I use this character, we can like bend the rules a little bit for this stuff. I like that idea, but for this, let's see what the other spells I can take are, or the rituals I can take are.
Mm-hmm. You can speak with animals. Don't you want to talk to the all the legal?
Nope.
Nope. Don't want to talk with animals.
Nope.
Aw.
No one don't want to talk with animals.
Can detect magic.
What's identify?
Identify is when you touch an object through a spell's casting. If the object is a magic item or some other magic object, you can learn its properties. Basically tell you if something is like magic and what kind of magic it has.
Is that actually useful in like dungeon crawl? So me personally, the kind of D&D that I want to play, I haven't played this kind of D&D. It's what I want to play. I want to play dungeon crawling. Like I want to play dungeon meshy, right? I want to play. There's a dungeon and you go in it, or like it doesn't have to be like literally. There's just this one big dungeon everyone goes to, but like I want it to be like. Yeah, there's a town. Have you seen that meme that's like this is peak level design and it's it's a square that it says town and then there's a like that it could be that or it could be like here's the town and here's its dungeon. But I want to play like I want to play D&D that's like I want to manage my inventory. I want to have to detect traps. I want to have a grid map that you're drawing for me, and I want you to tell me to take notes, and I want loot, and I want to miss stuff. Like I want you to have stuff prepped that you don't use. I want there to be rooms that I don't manage to go into.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to play some fucking Dungeons and Dragons.
God, I would love to play
that
some
kind of
dungeon
Dungeons
crawling
and
like
Dragons.
that too. Yeah.
That's what I want to play. Let's pretend that's so. Like, I don't really want to play like a movie. Okay. So the Dungeons and Dragons movie, the most recent one, the live action one. I loved that movie. I loved that movie a lot. I think that movie kicks ass. I don't want to play that as a game though. I don't because that's a movie. That's a big epic adventure where you're globe trotting and there's this big big Hollywood shit going on. I don't know if I would classify it as like a Hollywood movie, but it's got those stakes.
Yeah.
It's not really what I want to do. I want to play wizardry. Like I want to play some Metrian Odyssey. I'm trying to dungeon crawl.
Yeah, fair enough. I do think in this case, Identify would be very good.
Okay, so I think I'll take it. Identify it. Can I switch mending off for something else?
Yes, you can.
Let me see what we got here. So, um,
Sure you boys didn't just tag along so we could sing Kumbaya.
okay. So let's think. This is a liar
Mm-hmm.
and a mage. I know he's not literally a wizard. He's not literally a mage, but his character archetype is, like half social, half caster. So what would a lying piece of shit like magician, a lying piece of shit magician, what kind of stuff would he have? Eldritch Blast, who's also a doctor, right? Eldritch Blast and healing stuff, that makes sense. Every warlock has to have Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
Spare the Dying is like, that's part of what he does. Identify and detect poison, that makes sense for doctor stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, Mage Hand?
If
What
they
is-
are a thief, Mage Hand would be good.
Mage Hand could be really cool for like a little liar guy, you know?
Yeah, and it's also good if you're thinking about the dungeon exploration side of things. It's good for like opening doors at the distance or unlocking stuff at the distance too.
So here's the thing. Let's pretend this was a character in a good ass D&D game.
Mm-hmm.
I think D&D 3.5e might be better for the whole like dungeon crawl ass experience, but we'll see. Who's Leorio?
I think
Melon-
Lily is inspired by Dungeon Meshi.
True. Oh yeah, is that a character from Dungeon Meshi? I don't really remember their name.
Can I confess something?
Have you never watched it?
No.
Read it?
Uh-uh.
That's okay. I think it's really good. I really recommend it. Oh, Hunter x Hunter. Okay. I've only watched the
All right.
2012
Yeah.
anime, and I only watched like the first 10 episodes. And it's good. I liked it. I just, you know, sometimes when someone gives you a 100+ episode anime, you kind of balk at it, you know. So
Fair.
okay, let's pretend this is a dungeon crawling ass game we're playing, and this is a character in it. Would he be the caster? Is this the mage in the party, or do you think that we would need a different mage, a different magical oriented character?
Assuming a party of 4,
A party of 4 or 5, yeah.
I think you would be the caster. Because if you're thinking about a Dragon Exploration, you would need a rogue for like lockpicking and all that kind of stuff, and thieving tools and disabling traps and all that. You would want either a fighter or a paladin or a barbarian, someone that can like probably 2 people at least that can like fight in the front lines.
Yeah. So I kind of like this character being not literally a jack of all trades, but
Mm-hmm.
there's the typical party, right? Let's say it's in a party of 4 or 5. You've got
Thank you, Karen.
you've got the positive healer. You know, you've got the healer that does good things for the party, and then you've got the healer. You've got the magician that does good things for the party, either straight healing or buffs or some sort of positive thing, some sort of uplifting support, right? Magician style. And then you've got your offensive magician, whatever, be it poison or just straight throwing fireballs or laying traps or whatever, right? You've got those two. You've then got your rogue, whether they are a literal rogue or there's something more complex like something else, even if it's not a literal rogue, something else that's about like subterfuge and being sneaky and figuring things out, and not really doing full front damage to the enemies. And then you've got 1 or 2 like big heavy hitters that are big and heavy. That's cool, right? You've got the barbarian, the paladin, the rogue, the bard / cleric, or the sorcerer / wizard / warlock. That's like
The
all about
rogue can
offensive
also be
damage.
replaced by like a ranger or a bard situation, like I
It's
said,
true.
Yeah.
It's true. Or so that's like your typical everyone is clearly really good at something. But something that I also find really interesting is when you have a party of characters who are kind of not fully their thing. right? Like, if you don't have, this is the barbarian, this is the cleric, this is the wizard. I kind of like when you have characters that don't perfectly neatly fit into what role they are. Like let's say your thief was a bard. Like that's the best thing you've got. Your rogue is a bard. Bard isn't gonna be as good at the stuff that rogue can be the best at, but at least D&D bard has got the thing that gives someone like a fucking a D4 bonus to whatever they do or whatever. And they've also got their own detect magic and healing and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're changing specialization to like. So instead of going deep, you're going wide with your. Just like creating the rogue for the bard.
Yeah, so you know how you were saying that like ranger is a half caster, paladin is a half caster.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a clean parallel, but let's say this was a party full of quote unquote half cast. Not literally, not everybody is like a paladin and a ranger and a bard and shit like that. But like, let's say that there's a full party of characters who kind of overlap into each other a little bit. And it's only because of like, so you don't have a wizard, but you've got two people that overlap into each other in such a way where they both contribute to. This is like, I'm talking like Etrian Odyssey logic, and Etrian Odyssey is a really particular kind of game, so it's not a perfect one-to-one, but like,
yeah,
I'm thinking in video game terms, and this is tabletop role-playing, and those are two different things. But like, this guy is like half magician, like half offensive caster, because Eldritch Blast and well, not even that. I imagine later on, if I'm gonna be the only mage in this party, I want to take fucking Fireball. Like, come on, what do you take me for? I want to throw a Fireball.
True.
But I'm
can't
also
have a D&D
like,
party without Fireball.
It's true, but also like I've got a lot of social stuff that I can do, and I also have a little bit of rogue stuff I can do. I have Mage Hand, and I've got really good lying stats and really good deception stuff. Like, that isn't perfectly a wizard, right? Like, that's a warlock to me. To me, a warlock is someone who's like has a lot of social ability and a lot of like utility or just straight damage. So that's what I'm imagining. The party I'm imagining is like a group of weirdos. A group of weirdos who don't perfectly fit into, this is the knight, this is the guy with 2 action surges and a halberd, and this is the wizard who can throw fireballs, and this is the cleric who has the AoE heal as soon as they can learn it. Shit like that.
Yeah.
So in this group of weirdos, I kind of like having this weird mishmash of, now, again, is this the most effective warlock in the world? No. But I like that. I like that he's not the most effective warlock. Like, he's not the low Earth orbit nuke with like Eldritch Blast and Fireball and Pact of the Blade, to where he can fucking, and like with a couple levels in Fighter, so he can get Action Surge, so he can Pact of the Blade, cleave somebody in half, and then Eldritch Blast, and do that follow up that Eldritch Blast gets, where they do another chunk of damage or whatever stupid bullshit I know Warlock can do. I kind of like that he's this weird combination of things.
Yeah.
You can understand why I make characters wrong all the time. Because I'm trying to do some high concept shit like this.
My girl is making a character for pure role play in a game where she's gonna have to fight 50 narcs in one turn.
They were in that D&D game where I played, Edward, I was doing 1d6 or 1d, however much Eldritch Blast is at like level. I was doing that much damage, and I had the fighter over here with Action Surge doing like 4d8 to bitches. We had a ranger doing 3d6 on every turn for free. Like, I was struggling.
Yeah,
anyway.
That's understandable.
Anyway, let's
Ooh. You're gonna go with Mage Hand?
I think I'm gonna go with Mage Hand. I think that's cool.
That works. So for the level 1, let me take a look at Pact Magic. You get, oh yeah, true. You get the spell slot. How many spells do you know? Shoo. Okay, that works. So, hey, you get more spells besides those ones.
Let's go. Okay.
So you get some cantrips, 2 of them. So you get a few more options here, as you can see.
What's True Strike?
One of the worst spells in the game, or at least it was before. You basically use your turn to get advantage on your next attack. But it usually would be better to just attack twice. So,
Okay. Can you scroll back up a little bit?
let's see. I think they changed it actually. Let me see. You make one attack with the weapon using the spell casting. Oh, you have to attack with a weapon for this one.
I would
use the
think
spellcasting.
that
Okay.
if he had a weapon that isn't magic, I think he would have a crossbow. I don't know if that's good though.
I think considering Eldritch Blast are free, I don't think that would be necessary. Unless you were going for the kind of warlock that is like a spell blade.
Yeah, so if this was a kind of if we were playing in the kind of game where I could find like ammo for a crossbow that wasn't just like, oh, you do however much shitty damage a crossbow does. Like if you had like, oh, here's a like here you found poison bolts or exploding bolts or whatever, like that, then I think that would be cool. But if that isn't the kind of game he'd be playing in, I would probably well, I mean, you gotta have like you listen. You gotta be prepared for everything. You gotta have something. Like even if you never use it, you gotta have like a knife or something. Like come on.
Like
you can't.
Like what I said, for Eldritch Blast for the Warlock is designed to be your main weapon. Unless you're going for specifically the Pact of the Blade, which makes your weapon attack stronger, you usually wouldn't need weapons outside of like, you need a knife in case you have to like touch something or cut something open, though. Also, hi.
Yeah. He would probably have like even if it's just to have on him, because I think it'd be cool for him to hold either like a knife or a crossbow.
Yeah,
so,
but even then, I don't think like personally, I don't think getting True Strike even Booming Blade in this case would be useful.
What's Magic Stone?
Ooh, it's exactly what it says on the tin. You pick 3 stones from the ground, you will imbue them with magic, and then you or someone else can make a ranged spell attack and throw it at someone. You make magical people that hurt. Yeah.
Ooh.
I think for the character, either Magic Stone or Minor Illusion would be great.
So, do I get 2 cantrips from this, or 1 cantrip from this little
You
thing?
get 2, yeah. You get 2.
So, like, I'm also thinking, like, Poison Spray. I'm thinking of, like, Eldritch Blast is just raw damage from range. Poison Spray, is that just damage, or does that actually do, like, a dot? I don't know.
It is just damage. But it's a different kind of damage, at least.
Poison
and
damage.
at least at level 1, it is a little bit stronger than Eldritch Blast.
I imagine, because like eventually you can level up. You can eventually like make Eldritch Blast stronger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What Frost? So okay, a lot of my D&D experience comes from Baldur's Gate 3, which is basically just what if D&D 5e had some Divinity Original Sin sprinkled on top of it, and those games benefit from you do different elements together, right? Like you put ice on the ground to make people slip, and then you melt it with fire so that it becomes water, and then you use electricity, which makes everyone in the room take damage. And like, you know, if your DM is really granular, they can make some stuff like that work.
Mechanically, by the rules, there is no such thing in D&D. But the way that Frostbite works, first, it's a save, it's not an attack, so the enemy has to roll. And they take a bit of damage and have disadvantage on their next attack.
You know, I think that would require me getting close, and I don't want to do that. I think...
No, I
Go ahead.
don't think so, because Frostbite is like 6.
Oh, it's not touch. Okay.
Yeah,
cool,
chill
cool.
touch is touch. It wasn't touch.
Oh, I was thinking. Okay, cool.
You don't know a fun fact? At least until like a couple of years ago, Shield Touch was not a touch spell, and it wasn't. It didn't do ice damage. It still
That's
doesn't
really
do ice damage.
That's real. Okay, so close frostbite for me real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, like I was saying,
what's
Magic Stone.
prestidigitation?
Magic Stone you can give to other people. Prestidigitation is a lot of stuff you can do, but basically nothing that is a pretty cool spell for roleplay. Not pretty useful in combat.
Oh yeah,
But-
nah, I don't give a shit about it.
Yeah, and they give about combat.
Nah,
Let the fighter handle that.
Yeah, let's. I think I put up with that. So, I think I want to take. Can you close it for me real quick so I can see the rest?
Yes.
Okay, I want to take. I kind of want to take poison spray because I like the idea of like healers doing poison stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I always love the idea of like healers or doctors, that kind of archetypal character also having poisons just as much as having potions and stuff on them. So I kind of want to take poison spray, but the other one is definitely either minor illusion or magic stone. Can I read minor illusion one more time?
Yeah, minor illusion is here. Create a sound or an image of an object within range, the range being like 30 feet, and the object as big as 5 feet. And
Actually, fuck it. I want to get rid of poison spray. As much as I think it's cool, I want to take magic stone and minor illusion.
I think you might have an option that is closer to poison spray at level like 2. There is a spell that's called Tasha's Cauldron. I don't think you'll be able to have here. So you have Hideous Dagger when you have Cauldron. Cauldron, you basically like spray someone with something that leaves a dot. That is close to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then you have 2 of these you can pick.
What's Expeditious Retreat?
Let me see here. You take the dash action to the spell ends. You can take again as a bonus action.
Yeah. I'll just get that one teleporting lightning strike ability at like level 5 or whatever. Or spell. Charm person?
Let me see. Yeah, humanoid you see within range makes a wisdom throw, and those self-advantage if as I fighting on a failed save, they are charmed, and they are friendly towards you.
Like, come on. They gotta, like, a liar piece of shit has gotta get charm person. Come on.
There is one good detail here that is pretty good for roleplay. When the spell ends, the target knows it was charmed by you.
Charmed by you. Yep.
That's good.
That's pretty good. Okay. So, and then, so I'm either thinking damage or CC. So, like, I think of Tasha's Hideous Laughter, which, to my understanding, is essentially a stun with extra steps. You make something incapable of acting.
Yeah, pretty much. They fall on the ground laughing. Yeah.
What's Hex?
Hex, you do an extra damage to the target whenever you hit them. And they also have disadvantage on ability checks with one ability of your choice. So basically, you mark a target and you deal more damage to them and nerf them a little bit.
So, about the D&D stuff that I told you about, the kind of game I would want to play. I imagine that Charm Person probably isn't the best thing to pick, but I have to pick that one. What is something, if I wanted to make a good character, what is a spell I would take?
Let me think. Tasha's Hideous Laughter is a good one. If we are going for dungeon crawling, I think Protection for Good and Evil would be good. If you are the main damage dealer, or like if you have a good damage dealer, Hex would be good. Bane would also be good, because Bane nerfs her saves and her attack rolls. That is another good one. Actually, most of them like aren't start value with Vicious Retreat and Servant already have. And the Illusory Script, those are the ones they would pick. So start value is vicious retreat, and the usually script are the ones that I wouldn't pick. Probably wouldn't pick Speak with Animals too if it's a dungeon crawler.
So this kind of character makes me think of setting up other people, which I think kind of works with roleplay, because I imagine this character setting up other people to capitalize on damage moment, right? Like, unless I totally change the way this character is, he's not going to be doing the most amount of damage in the group.
Okay.
But thinking of stuff, and like also protection from evil and good, I guess could work thematically, but I don't know. I don't really know if that would work like roleplay wise. Like we could just say he can do it because like he's the warlock. Of course we could say, you could say like, oh, like let's say he's doing his hack magic, his hack, doctor shit. He could cast protection from evil and good on someone and say that he's like, oh, take this medication, or like, here, have this salve that'll make you feel less bad, and not telling the person that they're actually like being possessed by a minor demon or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, protection from evil and good is going to stop possess. Like, we could say that shit, but I kind of like something either like Hex or Tasha's Hideous Laughter, because I like the idea of Tasha's Hideous Laughter in the sense of like, that thing is stunned, so either ignore it and focus on something that's more damaging, or, hey, that thing's prone now, go fucking smack it.
Yeah,
go stomp on it.
For this character specifically, and for the more support build you're going for, either Bane or Tasha's Hideous Laughter, yeah.
Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Okay, that works. That is a good selection of spells, I think. Especially if we are thinking of a dungeon crawler. We already picked fishes with this Arakokra. Did you ever think about the language that the character will know? Besides their common language?
I would have to get some pretty deep into roleplay for that one, because I would imagine he would know Arakokran, obviously, and Common. I'm pretty sure everyone knows.
Yeah, everybody knows Common by bait.
Did you know? Did you ever watch? It was one of the Hulk movies from the 2000s, and I can't remember. Do you remember a Hulk movie where he is he's like in hiding, living in Mexico or somewhere in South America?
Oh, he's living in Brazil. I remember the movie.
Oh my god, he's living in Brazil. Okay, and he cuts himself on the in the soda factory, and it splashes into one of the sodas, and someone drinks it and gets sick. So that's how they find out where he is. Do you remember that? Yeah. So you know how he doesn't know... So he's in Brazil. I watched the movie so young, I didn't understand exactly where he was. I just knew it was somewhere in South America. So you know how he doesn't speak Portuguese, but he is like... He sort of learns it just enough to get by? Yeah. That would be his equivalent. Like, I think Edward moves, like, makes a new life somewhere, and it's not, they don't speak Common and not Arakokran. It's some other language that he's not perfectly fluent in, but he has learned it just enough to get by, and it's a language that's not super common. But that would depend on the world that this is in, like, yeah. Elvish, I don't think it'd be somewhere that people speak Elvish. I don't think it'd be somewhere that people speak Dwarvish. Like,
he wants a place where people are easily fooled.
Sort of, yeah. I think he would live in he wouldn't live like deep in the forest. He wouldn't live somewhere in a really harsh climate. But he wouldn't live in like Baldur's Gate, like the city, Baldur's Gate, But I imagine it's sort of being like a town.
I feel like he would know. He would know Halfling, or
yeah.
Either that, or he would know either Infernal or Abyssal to a little bit to speak with their patron.
Oh yeah. I think Halfling. I think that I kind of like the idea of a bunch of like a bunch of like old Hobbit people that he keeps tricking.
Okay, I like that. And you have a background. I remember that you mentioned the charlatan, right?
Yes.
Yeah. In that you gain Sleight of Hand, and now you can get medicine.
Yes. So I want to take medicine for sure.
Okay, perfect. You have false identity. You have this characteristic. You don't have to feel by
I think
unless you
I think I've already figured this shit out. And yeah.
Okay, no problem. I think mechanically we are all done. Do you care about the character's equipment?
Not really particularly. It's fine.
I'm gonna pick the basic stuff then.
Mm-hmm.
What's the character's name? Edward? That they go for? I mean, Edward and yep, there's a bird.
Sure. Yep.
It is a bird, just so it's not him. And I think that is gonna be it for the character. Let's see. There we go. Look, you have a decent character now.
Wow.
Look, plus
Let's
5
fucking
to
go.
hit.
Hell yeah.
1d10 damage. What if you roll for an Eldritch Blast?
So
See?
Let's fucking go.
How much damage would you do? 3?
That's
Your character's named Edward and heals people with forbidden knowledge? Huh.
Is this film
Interesting.
No.
Considering you are
some Arakaka shit that I forgot.
Considering you are an Arakaka, if you are not in the dungeon, you can do something very funny with just like fly over everybody else, casting Eldritch Blast from above.
It's true.
Until someone like knocks you off and you just die from fall damage, but that's... Hey, small risk you have to take, right?
It's true. I do like that he's got more deception than he does medicine. I like that. Yeah, I want to play this guy. I don't know. I kind of think if I played a dungeon crawler, I think I would want to play this rogue. I'm thinking about more than I'd want to play Edward, but I don't know. I just spent the past hour and 2 hours. Jesus, Archie, we got to move on. We got to do. I want you to make a character now. I want you to have fun now.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna save this. I think you will want to make a character on Path Builder because of the rat character expansion, and they have a rat option. So, and Path Builder has a lot of stuff to make. So instead, I think I'm gonna make a character on Lancer. I'm just gonna take a quick bathroom break before that, okay?
Same, yes.
Alright, we're gonna go on a bathroom break. Right back, people.
I'm sure you boys didn't just tag along so we could sing Kumbaya together at some Boy Scout bonfire. Then again, maybe you did. tag along so we could sing Kumbaya together at some Boy Scout bonfire. Then again, maybe you did. Sure you boys didn't just tag along so we could sing Kumbaya together at some Boy Scout bonfire. Then again, maybe you did.
Hello. We have returned.
True.
There is. Am I crazy or is there like 2 BGM playing? Fucked up in the midway, but it's fine. I fixed it. Hello. I may have been holding back right on how A5A does this class is so much cooler. Yeah, I've heard about that. Oh, hi, Flynn. Hello, welcome. Thank you all for the raid. I am Archie. This is Lilybat. And we're making some RPG characters.
True. Well, one.
True.
And hopefully we'll make some more.
Yeah, I have my experience. I have experience with Lancer, so I can make a character pretty quickly with it. I just have to think, what are we making? I want to make something to get interesting in Lancer. You kind of need to reach a level 2, so to speak. You start at level 0. Once you get to level 2, you start getting some interesting stuff. So how about let me see. What kind of character? Let's imagine we are playing. I am a player in our Bean Saber game. What kind of character would I make? You know what I think I would make that we don't have yet? Either a sniper or someone that goes invisible. I think I'm gonna go for invisibility. The Mac Table 12, every time you get a kill, you get a Pop-Tart place, man. I'm not sure. Is this the game that every twin women likes, apparently? What's the Wilbur fighting? Yeah, I don't know what it is with this game that people really like it.
So let me ask you this, Archie.
Yeah.
So, a couple different things. Well, so okay, the thing you asked me. is this another character in our party, or is this a character in a different somewhere else in the Golden Dome?
Ooh, that is a great
Which
question.
one? And I'm totally down with either. I just I'm totally well. You know, this is all on you. I want you to tism out like I just did. I'm just here to bounce off of and to ask questions to get you thinking, be another perspective. But for me, so I'm either I'm totally cool with either, and I think this will be fun either way. But I kind of like different systems in the same world being used as a way of like how so. Systems to me are like genres or sets of rules, and different genres and different types of storytelling operate on different rules. Like I think a fantasy world using D&D's system, and that same fantasy world but being played in like the same character or like same setting, maybe different characters, but you know, it's the same world, the same sort of genre, but it's a different system. To me, that's like it's the difference between like John Wick and and like NCIS. Like let's say that there was a show that was like NCIS set in the world of John Wick, and John Wick's not in it. You know? Like John Wick's not a character, but John Wick exists in that world, and the things he does have impacts on the world, but the show's not about John Wick. It's just in that world. That show operates on a different rule set than John Wick, because John Wick is the god. John Wick can do whatever he wants. It's like a video game and a tabletop version of it, right? Where a tabletop is going to work differently than the video game, and you can do different things in it because the rules are different. So for me, a Lancer character or a Lancer game set in the world of and set in the Golden Dome, set in our game, to me makes me think of like a story and a situation that is more geared towards the kind of game that Lancer is, which is a very granular, very intense war game about mechs. Our game is like gay. Our game is a bunch of gay poets playing pretend with each other and making our little like OC gremlin, like OC babies do. We're playing toys. We're storytelling. But
trying
Lancer
to play logistics
like,
in a universe at war.
Exactly, but a Lancer game is like mechsploitation, putting these fuckers in the meat grinder. And
you know what?
I think
You're
that
right.
our world has the capacity to be that. Like, I think now again, if you just want to make another character in our party, but we're using Lancer, that's totally fine. But also think about what else is happening in the Golden Dome, either in a different place or a different time, where, like, what would our world be like in a different time and place where the rules of Lancer and the way it plays and the way that the narrative is built, like, how would that make sense?
Okay, I think I have an idea then. How about we make, assuming there is somewhere else where like the big war is happening, because the game that we are playing right now, we're not in the places where the direct conflict is happening.
Exactly. Like, it's Angios, and who's his Angios beef with the most? I forget.
It was mostly Roots Under Heaven.
So let's imagine.
Teriav. TSU.
Let's imagine. Okay, didn't we say that Vivet, which is the planet that Jupiter came from? Didn't I say that planet used to be like the place that it used to be, like the equivalent of what Normandy was in World War II, where it was just the place that these two big powers came to kill each other at?
Yeah.
Did I say that? Or did I? I can't remember. I think I said that.
I think you did, yeah.
So that world that planet that is basically what, like, there's a planet where there is a place where these two giant powers desperately try to kill each other over, like, it's like a stronghold that they're constantly losing and regaining control over. Like, that conflict must be bloody. That must suck, right?
Yeah, and
So
and I think there must be assassins around there too.
exactly. So if you want to go that route, if you want to go the route of like, where is a setting that a Lancer character and the game Lancer would thematically make sense in our world, think about that. Think about, like, the kind of place that Angios is, and the kind of country, kind of group, the kind of faction that Angios is, and the kind of faction that Roots Under Heaven is. Like, which side of the two do you want to make your character about, and what is that like? What are the kind of soldiers like? What kind of soldiers would be on either side? Who do you want to be? Or you could be a secret third thing. You could be a group of, like, TSU upsets going in and like trying to fuck up both sides. You could be a Roots Under Heaven psychopath. You could be whatever. Like, you know, I'm not telling you what to do. Just think about that. Like, what would that look like? What hellscape can you imagine where the psychopaths that are the Angios and the psychopaths that are Roots Under Heaven taking over a planet full of people unrelated to either of them, desperately trying to kill each other?
Oh, I know what we can do. We can get a little bit wacky. Hey, how about we do... I think that would not go well with...
Don't talk yourself out of fun. Don't talk yourself out of fun.
The problem is not fun. The problem is I'm not sure which is gonna like about what I was gonna talk about. So instead, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a angel soldier, and I think the angel soldier deal is that the pilot how would I call it? A siege mech?
Sybil.
You wanna make Sybil?
No, you don't have to, but just think about it.
What would Sybil use out of these? Wait.
I'm getting them all out of whack now.
Okay, wait. I have an idea. Would that be a spoiler? Maybe. You know what? Fuck it. Let's make Sybil. I think it's gonna be interesting. Hold on. I know exactly what their quote-unquote Mac would be like.
Is you supply us with facts and do not explain anything. So yeah, maybe there's something that's a spoiler, right? But, like, we don't know why. You tell us a fact and we're like, oh, okay, well, what does that mean? And we just don't have any context for it.
True. Did I lose the Kane character creation? Kane is a great game. I played like 2 games of Kane and they're pretty fun.
God, I miss Kane. Hopefully we can play it soon.
Okay, so we don't have an image here. About her name, I'm gonna put it... You know what? I'm not gonna put straight up Sybil here. Let's make up a name for her. I think that would... You know what? I'm just gonna put Sybil because... Otherwise, if I have cards that I don't want to review just yet.
That's totally fair.
But yeah, what... there is very fun about the thing here is that the call signs and the Mac names are incredibly funny. I think let's get very edgy with the name. Because I think I mentioned with you before that if she was gonna have a Mac, would probably be like she would wear one of those big fighter jet helmets painted black and all the stuff.
True. What if her call sign was Butcher?
Just Butcher?
Butcher. Maybe it's short for something, but that's what they call her.
Is there any bird that has like butcher in the name?
I don't think so, but there are some birds that have some pretty gnarly.
Let me see. So butcher birds are a thing. Oh shit! Hold on. What's the name of the? I know. You know what a shrike is?
Oh, yeah, I do.
You know what a shrike bird is? Yeah, I think that makes sense. Fun fact, there is a mech here in this game that is about having a lot of spikes in them, but I don't think that would be what she was gonna do. And I just realized you cannot see my browser
Oh yeah, I
for
just
some
noticed.
reason.
I've been looking at your Discord stream that I didn't really notice that it was
I don't know what is
reflecting.
happening, but for some reason on Compcom specifically, it doesn't let me share. Huh. Could be something. Yeah, every time I type this. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what happened here specifically with Compcom. Compcom is a weird size, so instead I'm gonna do here. Oh no, you're gonna see all the apps I have on. That's so bad. Okay. That seems good enough. Can you see it on my share?
I can see it on Discord. I can see it on Well, I still see. I see the Sybil Shrike background ad pilot biography. Blah blah blah. I see that on Discord for sure.
Okay, but now it's showing in the game. Nice. Yeah, can call her Buzzard. Yeah, but I can't take Buzzard seriously because Buzzard makes me think of the guy from Woody Woodpecker. So I cannot take the name very seriously. I don't like Buzzard for a character like that though, but I don't think Shrike is a good one. Bring out those who are already dead. Ooh, that is bad. That does sound badass though. Now, the background in Lancer is mostly lore based. Yeah, and these are like suggested skills. They don't give any mechanical benefit to background themselves. I think for her background, what would she be? She wouldn't be a hacker, she wouldn't be a mechanic. What I am thinking like Okay. Yeah, no, this worked. They are the result of a corporate or state project intended to create better soldiers using biological enhancement, gene therapy, neurological enhancement, or even just extreme conditioning. Where you
this is if you're a real one, if you're in for the long haul, you're in here learning the secret Sybil lore.
True. Let me see what the other ones have. Noble Hare, second choice. Hold on. Oh, but these are very specific to one location in the Lancer universe. Honestly, yeah, I think that's gonna be it. Super Soldier. What does it say again? Let me read the entire thing. Hold on. I do like the idea of Penal Colonist considering her backstory too. But yeah, no, Super Soldier fits incredibly well. Under the third committee, which is Space Communism, fewer programs like the one created still operate. Are you happy with that, or do you think it makes Union weak? What's your relationship with your makers? Their family doesn't know you exist? Or are you from a line of mass-produced siblings? Okay, yeah, nah, this pretty well. I'll see this showing. I am a little bit insane about CompCon. I may have brought off the official optional content. So Yeah, I do kind of have that. So about the pilot, we start talking about the pilot first. The way that Lancer works, Lily, is that when you are on the pilot out of your mech, it kind of goes on rules-like system. So your pilot has some description stuff about what they're good at, and you tell me that you're gonna do something that relates to that skill, and you convince me that's gonna relate to that skill, and I will let you ask you for a roll. And that roll would usually be, if I remember correctly, 1d6? I got it in a while, I don't remember. So, what would
you
Sybil...
say?
Yeah?
Would you say that that Armored Core? What is the most complex mechanically mech fighting video? Not like fighting game, but like mech video game, like mech piloting video game. Would you say that it's Armored Core or like Mech Warrior or something else?
I think Mech Warrior. If we're talking
Like,
about games that you control the mech, probably Mech Warrior.
Is there like Arma but for mechs?
Arma, but for mech? There was
Like really granular.
That's a great question, actually. I know there are so many Arma mods that somebody must have tried to make a mech mod for Arma, but I don't think there are anything specific. Yeah.
Because like what I'm thinking is like this is to me like what if that kind of game, like let's so I've never played Mech Warrior, but I'm just imagining the Mech Warrior is even more like mechanically and control wise complex than like Armored Core. And let's pretend there were segments of that game where your pilot was outside of their mech doing other stuff, and those sections of the game are significantly less mechanically deep, but there's still stuff for you to do. That's what I imagine when you said that, like, oh, there's parts where you can be out of your mech and like it's not as granular and deep as the mech combat, but there's still stuff that it's not just you don't just say whatever you want. There's still some rolls and some numbers involved, but it's a lot different than the shit that goes on in mech combat in Lancer.
Yeah, 100%. The mech, the out of the pilot stuff is mostly there to support the mech. That's the meat of the system. So, for example, at level 1 you get 4 skills, which what would Sybil be good at? I think 2 that 100% she would be good at is survive and stay cool. Now, let me see. Hack or fix, take someone out, stable someone quickly. Not sure about that one. Hack or fix, event, read the situation, spot. She's not good at charm. Spy up a rank word on the street. We're talking about past Sybil here. So I think for right now, she would 100% have word on the street and pull rank as a skills. But in the past, I think she would have assault.
I think so too.
Assault is take part in direct and overt combat. Fighting your way through a building packed with hostile mercenaries, trading shots between ranged trenches, fighting in chaotic microgravity as part of the boarding station, or engaging the enemy in smoking urban rubble city under orbital bombardment. When you assault, you're always assaulting something and there's always loud open direct action. Yeah, that's 100% her. Yeah. And to speed but not necessarily with speed but not necessarily stealth. Climb, seen over farm acrobatic, reach destination fast and fall safe on a great height, move gracefully in 0G, chase or flee, outrun or outpace a target. Yeah, I think she'll be good at this.
I kind of like that too, yeah.
Considering how she was moving back then. Yep, no. And you have talents. You have feats kind of like D&D has. But you can level them up after the first thing. So, for example, you get 3 of them at level 0. She would 100% have Ace, because Ace is all about flying and being like the best pilot around. And that gives you a reaction that when attack miss you, you can move up to 2 spaces. Pretty good. You would also have 100% not funded.
Is Brawler always hand-to-hand? No, weapons discarded. I mean, it's your character, but I haven't really imagined fist fighting. You know what I've imagined. I'll keep that close.
Yeah.
I'll keep that quiet.
I do imagine her as a more melee-oriented combat.
Yeah, like, I don't imagine her gunslinging, but I kind of always feel like she would have a weapon. I've been imagining her with some sort of weapon, not like totally bare knuckle, but like I imagine fisting. I'm sure you do.
Do
I've
you
always kind of
imagine
imagined
fist
her having some
fighting
weapons.
with giant robots? Because
Or like, so now is this about her being in her mech or her?
this is about her being the mech, yeah.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I haven't really thought about what she'd be as a mech pilot. Whether or not I haven't really imagined a lot of like sniping. Maybe she punches. Maybe her mech punches. I'm not sure.
I don't think the mech would punch, but I don't think the mech would be, because remember when we talked about it, she was very like. Remember when I mentioned that if her mech could have a weapon, it would be some kind of gun lance.
Yeah.
I think what she would have here that would fit her as a character. She is a very high risk kind of character. Maybe Skirmisher would fit well. Technophile certainly not. Vanguard, I don't think so. Not Walking Armory. Which one is one I saw here? Hold on. Hit to avoid a messy death as well, and learning to stay low, stay mobile, and stay fast. Yeah, she would 100% have Skirmisher, the way I'm imagining her. And she would also have... This is tempting, but I don't think the kind of mech that she pilot is one that creates a lot of heat. So... Not this... Trader. There was one that I saw. It's here. Templar. The advocate for the 9 spheres is training with certain martial arts is given the power to harry and hinder even the most powerful foes. When they attack a hostile character, hit or miss, you may give them the mark of 3 after. Ooh, oh, wait. Duel to the death? Challenge your market target to a duel to the death. And the character if your mark receives +3 difficulty against target. Or the death is wait. The death is if you cannot voluntarily move away from the target. Ooh. Ooh. I think I want this. Considering what's gonna happen in the future, I think I want this. They said making a GURPS character. I can join calls for my character creating. I think I made a GURPS character long ago. GURPS is fun. GURPS is a fun game to make characters on. The problem is I think we don't have a lot more time, so I'm gonna speed this up. So it's already like 11 p.m. for me. And you wanna probably build a path builder character, pathfinder. Well, we'll talk about it later. Mech stats. Mech have like 4 stats, which is agility, engineering. Who is your constitution and strength? Systems is electronic defense. Agility is evasion and speed. Engineering is a hit management. I think I'm gonna give her 2 points in speed. That makes sense. Here we go. And I'm not gonna make the mech yet. I wanna level her up twice, because here's how it works in Lancer. When you get to level 0, you have one of 3 basic mechs you can choose. And when you level up, let me get a level up here. You get a few stuff. For example, you can choose to pick another skill. You get pick another attribute here. For example, you get to pick another feat. So let's pick another one here, and you get points to. And here's the fun part: whenever you level up, you get a license point that you can spend in any other mech.
Oh.
So, for example, let's say I want this guy's war pike. I can pick a level in him, and then I'm gonna unlock everything that is on rank 1. And then when I spend 2 points in him, then I unlock the mech itself. So what I'm gonna do here is, let's say, for my first level up, I'm gonna pick this guy called the Atlas. That's gonna give me a rifle, a hunting rifle, and a maneuverability system that I haven't actually read what it does, but apparently fires a zip line. Great. Okay, the car bonus is something we don't worry until much later in the game. And then I'm gonna level him again. Gonna level her again. And same thing as before. I pick the feats and the attributes. And I'm gonna pick the same guy again. Atlas. And now if I go to her mech hanger, we'll see the guy here. So this is gonna be my mech. There is a lot of stats here not gonna explain now from. But essentially they have low HP, but they have a lot of movement and are very hard to hit. And they count as bigger than they are whenever they fight something bigger. They can ignore. You remember how attacks of opportunity work in D&D?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can basically ignore attacks of opportunity from bigger enemies than them. They deal more damage to prone targets. They take less damage from bigger targets too. And they can activate a thing where basically they inject themselves full of drugs and become stronger.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so there is a lot going on in the mechs of Lancer, and we're not even getting to the fun part. Oh yeah, there is the random names. Link Dog.
Date with nothing ever. Holy shit. Oh my god, fuck, I had so many cool mech names. Mech and ship names that I have been trying. I've like thought I wrote down, but they weren't actually written down, and I'm trying to remember what they were, and I can't remember them. I think one of them was Lenses and Mirrors, for like a ship name.
Lenses and Mirrors are a good name. Whenever I want a name for a mech, I come here and like just click the random a few times because some are so good.
Promises Made. Oh my god, dude.
The shape of a dragon.
I've been playing through Halo, the series, with Sarge, and we beat Halo 1 the other day, and I'm not like a Halo hater. It just was never really my cup of tea. I played Halo Combat Evolved on the original Xbox at some point in the 2000s, and that's the only Halo I've ever played, except for like a couple of hours of Halo multiplayer when I'd be like at a friend's house, or like one time there was an anime convention where I played some like Halo in the game room. And I've kind of been about how like sci-fi, especially like Marine military stuff, just really isn't my cup of tea. But like Halo has, me and Sarge played Resident Evil 5, and there's not really that many other multiplayer games out there, so Halo is the only one we were thinking of. And like I'm still not like in love with Halo or that style of sci-fi, but I didn't realize that Halo locked the fuck in when it comes to the names of ships.
Oh yeah.
I don't even remember. I wish I could remember exactly what the name of that one ship was. It was like, oh my god, what was it? It sounded... so you know that one Star Ocean game, like Faithlessness and Integrity?
Uh-huh.
Like, it was a name like that, and I was like, what the... I gotta look up. What the name of the ship was in Halo.
Harry's Pillar of
ship-
Autumn. There is
my
a
God.
ship called Forward Unto Dawn in Halo.
It wasn't Forward Unto Dawn. There's a ship name called A Road of Good Intention. Like, I didn't know Halo gamed like that. I didn't know Halo knew ball. I
No,
gotta find it. I
Halo
gotta find
knows great ball when it comes to naming. You want to name stuff, look for
African
Halo and
Thunder,
Lance.
I don't know about that one.
Sorry,
Aim for the head, aimed at the heart.
Shadow of Intent.
Oh my god, what is it? Oh my god, where is it? There's so many ship names. I'm still on A. I'm still on A. Oh my god, come on.
That was fun.
Alright, you keep going. I'm gonna try to find.
Yeah, no worries. I am making my stuff. Oh, it has a main and a flag. Okay. Give me a main one. What kind of weapon? I want a melee weapon. I want something. Yeah, let me see what we have. Oh, they don't have anything new. So you know what? You get a charge blade. You get a big ass weapon. Truth and Reconciliation. Yeah, that's another cool name.
And Reconciliation. I was like, what the fuck? That blew my fucking mind. I was like, Truth and Reconciliation? That kicks ass.
That is an incredible name, yeah.
I'm still blown away. There's a name of a ship in Friends of the Table. I think it's Twilight Mirage. Where one of the I can't remember if one of the player characters names the ship. Well, I know one of the players names the ship. I just don't know if it was decided. I don't know if that was the ship's name named by someone else in the world, or if the player character that player was controlling named it. But the name of the ship was The Sky Reflected in Mirrors, which owns.
That's a cool name.
It's such a cool fucking name.
Yeah, okay, this is it. It's an all melee Mac.
Stat holiday in Canada. A stat holiday?
I'm sure you boys didn't just tag along so we could sing Kumbaya together at some
I'm sorry, what?
bonfire.
A stat holiday in Canada. I don't know what that means. Statutory.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Why? Oh.
I just... don't worry about it. It's an off-color... It's an off-color observation.
Okay.
All for me. It's me being stupid.
Oh, I know what their actual name. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's I made a character pretty fast, and yep, they are a mini mech that was basically made to go in, fight mechs that are bigger than them, and get out very fast. And if they somehow get caught, they're gonna die. But hey, Shadows on the Wall. Shadows on the Wall is a great name. It's a great name for like an assassination, or like a Spec Ops kind of team. It was a...
There's a ship name in Halo called the Rio de Janeiro.
Of course, it's Rio de Janeiro. Of course, it's Rio. We need to name something after Brazil. Are we gonna like look into their folklore, their story? No, fucking Rio de Janeiro. It's always fucking Rio.
Someone's like, "Oh my god, we need something worldly. We need something worldly to show off the breadth of human culture existing out into the cosmos. What do we name this masterclass spaceship?" guy rubbing his face, looking at an atlas. Brazil.
Brazil. What's the ship we needed? We need to represent Brazil on a ship. Or what are we gonna do? How about we look into their folklore and think of like their like story and native language? And nope, Rio de Janeiro. Okay, cool. Gotcha. Completely understandable. Yeah, I think I'm done with my character. I honestly think this is Controversies on Grace. That's a great name. Words Left Unspoken is also a great name for a macro ship. Damn.
That's a great name for the mech of a divorced woman.
Sorry, the mech of
Not
what?
a divorced man.
Oh.
If it was a divorced man, it'd be cringe. But if a divorced woman, oh.
A divorced woman that names her mech Words Left Unspoken is crazy. Yeah, I think I'm done with the character. And this is her husband.
Beyond.
I think we are done with Comcom. I'm gonna use these.
Wait, what's Fire Walk With Me?
That's the name of the map?
That's... I mean, I know that's literally just the name of the Twin Peaks movie, but it's such a good
I'm sorry,
name.
the name, I have never seen Twin Peaks, but the name itself, that's all, it's enough
Fire
to make me
Walk
want
With
to.
Me is so... it goes so hard.
It
Archie,
goes so hard.
I want to watch Rabbits. I want to watch David Lynch's Rabbits with you so bad.
David Lynch's Rabbits? I haven't heard of that.
It's so good. It's so good. God. I
Okay.
wish I wish we had infinite time.
True.
Ah.
Why does capitalist force us to work?
I ask myself this every day.
Yeah. Okay. Lilybeth, what would you like to make your character in?
So let me look at I should have like pinned the message and put it all in one message, because there was a couple of, and like, who's to say I can't just go in and do the other systems we didn't get a chance to do in my own time. But so there was obviously, so we've done Lancer and D&D 5e.
Yeah.
Did we start talking about systems before or after we started talking about, or before all the screenshots of Wuklamat you sent me?
Great question. I think before?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, after. I see now.
Okay.
There's 5e, 3.5e, Pathfinder 2e, Lancer. I suggested Heart the City Beneath, Scum and Villainy, Hunter the Vigil, and then Daggerfall, which I think I did just say Wuklamat. And then Daggerfall I mentioned, but not in. I remember mentioning before, but not in the messages I'm looking at here. And Daggerfall is what, or Daggerfell, not Fall, because Daggerfall
Isn't
was the
Daggerheart?
Elder Scrolls game. I thought it was a Daggerheart.
The one from Critical Role.
It is Daggerheart, yeah. And then there was
Sorry, just answer you can. I just got into Downtrail and I sent Lilybeth images of Wuklamat because Wuklamat is adorable. So yeah, no, completely normal screenshots of her actually.
completely normal screenshots.
Yeah.
And then there was Beneath a Cursed Moon, which I linked.
True.
So, well, but let's stick to the games let's stick to the ones that have an interactive, an easy, pretty thing to look at for streams, because I think the other ones might be a little boring to look at.
We do have a sheet for Hunter to Visual. Okay. Which sheets did I get? I got sheets for Hunter to Visual. I got sheets for...
Well, yeah, like I remember you linked me the rule books. I remember linking some of the character sheets. But I know that Pathfinder has like a pretty it has like a D&D Beyond. or CompCon, where it's like a thing that you
Yeah,
can make.
Pathfinder has a pretty clear. There's a star builder for Starfinder, but I never
Oh god,
played.
I did make a Starfinder character, but I never played it. It was literally visually it was just my old Final Fantasy 14 character. It was basically. I remember when I was making that character, I wanted to make a character that was, it was basically the fighter that I was talking about from Dungeon World, like in terms of like, lizard woman with a sword, but like the look was different, but the personality was kind of the same. But I remember saying that I wanted a sword, I wanted, and I know I wanted a sword, and I eventually wanted a double barrel shotgun, and I wanted the ability to either grapple hook, like have a grappling hook, or like a Dishonored blink. And the GM was like, I don't know if that's literally in Starfinder, but depending on what levels you get eventually, you know, you could just say that these things work the way they do. You could just say that this works as like this works as a blink step, even though it's not literally the Dishonored blink. Okay, gee. But yeah, I think but Starfinder was, or Starfinder? Yeah, Starfinder. Starfinder was it's very out there.
Do you want to use Path Builder then? Do you want to check?
Yeah, let's do Path Builder. Will you be satisfied with these three systems?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Okay.
The Path Builder is a
Okay.
pretty fun character creator. So we start with ancestries because that's how Path Builder does stuff. They don't call them species or anything, and certainly don't call them races like D&D used to do. Do you want to do that rat character you mentioned?
Yes.
Okay, there is an ancestry which is supposed to be rats. I just don't remember their name. Let me check. Polos are hyenas, kitsunes, lizard folks, and they're uncommon. I think usually called rat folk. Yeah, there they are. Yozoki, being said most surface dwelling humanoids referred to as rat folk. Communal people who prefer cramped conditions with up to 100 individuals living in a given home. They can't find a home in town. Rat folks may instead live in caves. Yeah, sorry.
What does small mean? Does small mean really small?
Small means anything between. I think there is a reference to like. Hold on. Rat.
I hope it's nothing. I hope it's not shorter than like 5 feet. It probably is gonna be shorter than 5 feet.
It probably is because if I remember correctly, they are below 4 feet but above 2 feet. Yeah.
Oof, okay.
I mean, if we are playing like our own game, it's not like they're gonna like knock on our door and shoot us if we make a rat folk that is a little bit taller, you know?
True. Because I was definitely like, I wouldn't imagine her being tall. I was kind of imagining like really short for like an adult woman, but like not child sized, and also not like a what if a rat stood up. I like, you know, like a cute, sexy, furry girl, right? Like definitely not like what if a rat stood up.
I think there might be some kind of Iris. You know Pathfinder better than I do. Is there any feat that makes you increase in size, like makes you medium? Because that might be an option. There are feats for a lot of stuff in Pathfinder. So like worst case, not in my knowledge. Okay, worst case scenario, like I can. Again, assuming that I am the DM, I would allow you to be size medium.
Like I'm okay with taking whatever mechanical, like bonuses or minuses. Like if being small means I take disadvantages in certain situations, I'm okay with keeping that. Just like for roleplay, I don't know. I mean, like I would also be like 4 feet. That's workable.
I don't remember what size effects in the game here. The physical size of ancestry, medium corresponds roughly to the height and weight of average human adults. Smaller is roughly, half of that. I don't think size actually has a mechanical, like super mechanical benefits or not. I would need to look deeper, but I don't think they do. Not for player characters.
Okay.
Probably
Well,
involves
for this,
stuff like getting through space.
Yeah, we can move forward. If this were an actual game, I'd be playing. Like if I end up playing this character in a system, then depending on what the situation is, I might, try to push for some stuff. But just for now, I'm totally okay with being
Okay.
this.
Mostly heavier, smaller move speed affects encumbrance slight. Okay. Yeah, as a red folk, you have better dexterity, intelligence, and a free boost to one stat of your choosing, and you have lower attack, lower strength.
Yep. Works for a rogue.
Yep. You get low light vision, and you get sharp teeth. You can bite people.
Cool. Yep, I'll take it.
Nice. What is your background? And you have a lot.
Let's see. So I really like being a classic rogue, but I want to be, I want to be a little bit interesting with it.
Does your rogue have like a profession, or are they just a rogue?
I like.
Oh, let me send you something here too, just in case you want. Like check on your end. There we go.
True. Yeah. If I can also work some of this on my own.
So many choices. Criminal.
Ancestry, uncommon, rat, foe.
That. Oh, I cannot roll my R's today.
Rat, folk, accept. So what is it? Okay, background.
Yes.
I kind of like in a fantasy setting, rogues are either career thieves, that they are like Garrett from Thief, where his whole deal is he steals from people. That's his job, on occupation. He's unemployed and he steals shit from people. But rogues are also rogue so rogue has in classic dungeon crawling, classic Dungeons and Dragons, rogue was not a fighter. Rogue specifically was about detecting traps, breaking into shit, being sneaky, and was not about. And Thief has sort of become, or Rogue has sort of become like Assassin, about doing a gajillion damage. I know that Pathfinder, at least Pathfinder 1, I'm not sure about 2, but one of the Pathfinders, rogues are fucking nutty when it comes to backstab damage, to my understanding.
Hello, June. We are making a new character for Elite.
Yep, we're making tabletop game characters just for the fun of it. So I kind of like, mechanically, rogues, from what I understand in Pathfinder, do a lot of damage with backstabs and stuff. But mechanically, or narratively, I don't really necessarily think of her as like a assassin trained killer. What if I kind of like her being, I know her name, it's Ruby. I don't know if that's her real name or what her last name would be. But I kind of like her being someone that joins a group because she's getting paid. Like if she's in a party, it's because she's getting paid to help. I kind of like her being paid help, and I could imagine her if whether or not she's if she were a character in a story, or if she were like a character in a game, not like a video game, I could imagine her being a character that's like either a fan favorite or someone that you either the player or other characters like really wanted to be her friend, like wanted to like have her, like they wanted her to be in the party for the party, but she's in it for the money. She's in it because it's a job.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think of a background that works for that kind of like, you know, in it for the money. This is a job, and then not like my job is to steal shit. Like she has, like, I'm trying to think of like, I'm trying to think. I don't think she would work for like the state per se. I don't think she would work for like a kingdom or anything. But I could see her being like on a payroll. Like she works for somebody. Like, and yeah, she'll do other stuff. She'll do other stuff for like either personal or other company venture. Like I kind of imagine her working for a guild, not the Thieves Guild, or maybe not even a guild per se, but I could just see her being on someone's payroll and doing dirty work. Either I don't know. I don't really want her to be like a trained killer or an assassin. I think she'd kill people, but I don't really. I think of her as more like Garrett and less Corvo. But probably has killed people. What would be like a rogue that is on a payroll? I'm trying to think of like, what if you were someone who was important? You were a business owner or in some sort of like important government position, and you had someone on the payroll to do uncouth things. What kind of? Mm-hmm.
No, go ahead.
No. You say something.
Before we continue, a rogue was classified as an expert class. They're less about damage and more about being really good at a lot of skills. So yeah, I don't think she needs to be an assassin of kind.
Yeah.
Think for something that might be good, because the background doesn't necessarily need to be about their profession. It can be about like something that happened to them. For example, there is a background here that is, for example, called haunted, I think, which is haunted followed by a spirit, for example. Doesn't necessarily be about their actual profession.
Like true, yeah.
So what I could see her being in this case of that you mentioned, maybe bandit, because it doesn't necessarily mean maybe bandit. There is another one that's called hounded thief, but hounded thief is about you're being chased. And how about one part that looked interesting? Not laborer. No. So maybe night watch is actually guards. Maybe just outlaw. Outlaw, they mention about like stealing guns, but I don't think they necessarily build big guns.
What if? Hold on, let me look at it real quick. In your youth, you earn coin running messages for persons of wealth and influence, darting through crowded city streets. Your dogged commitment to deliver your message was good training for the life of an adventurer. Choose two attribute boosts. One must be dexterity. One must be to dexterity or intelligence, and one is a free attribute boost. You're trained in the society skill and the lore skill for your city of origin. You gain the glean content skill feat.
Yeah, we use another one further down. There is saboteur and scouts.
You call the wilderness home as you found trails and got your life to scout battle. Choose dexterity, wisdom, gain survival, and lore. What was the other one? Saboteur. Or the behest of knack for destroying things. Your sense for objects, structures, weak points. Okay, so A good way for me to decide here is like what feels good for role. Like when I say it out loud, what feels better. So I like Saboteur and I like Courier. Let me look and see if there's anything else.
One question: in this setting that she would be played, would she be in a place that is like at war, at peace, tensions with another nearby place? Because, for example, if they are at war, I think Saboteur would fit pretty well.
So I'm thinking of something she did as a kid, like young, and then that thing kind of led into being like someone's like professional rogue. Like I'm thinking of her current job being something along the lines of like what if you were Garrett but you were on someone, like what if you were Garrett from Thief but you were on someone's payroll? Like you weren't just doing it for the love of the game. Like yeah, you like it, obviously. Maybe at one point you were doing it for the love of the game. But what's important is that you are specifically being paid by someone to do things that they want done. For whatever reason. Like do you need to go shake someone down? Like is there somebody that owes you money and you need to be kind of discreet about it, or they like, you know, they're you owe someone owes your boss money, but they're like they're someone who works at like the royal city, so they're kind of pretty hard to get to. It's not like you could just corner them in a back alley and like, you know, tell them they owe you money. Like they sleep in the castle or whatever. So you need to sneak in somewhere and rough them up, or send a message, you know, capital M message, in such a way that, you know, you can't just kick down the door, right? Because they've got some shit or whatever. You know, they're, like I said, royal city. You know, if there was some normal guy, it'd be different. But you got to go somewhere. There's someone somewhat important. So you got to be a little bit sneaky about it. Or like Saboteur, like, you know, you need to go break something. There's some rival businessman who's doing really good, and you need to sneak into somewhere and break the thing that is making them a lot of money or whatever. Like, I'm thinking of whatever they did as a kid or in their youth, leading them or being the thing that introduces them to this life they're in now, which to me is either Saboteur or Courier.
I think from your description, Courier fits better.
So yeah, because with Courier, so yeah, you were also talking about like what kind of city, like, you know, what kind of what kind of setting are they in? Is it a place that's in peace or in war? I'm yet again imagining a more classic dungeon crawler, and I'm less thinking about like the kind of game I'd imagine playing her in is something a little bit less about like a grand purpose, like a war or something like that, and something more focused and personal. Like I imagine. Maybe it's not like a literal dungeon or like the capital D dungeon, but I imagine the kind of game she'd be playing is like she's in the party because some guy has asked a bunch of people to go do a thing for money, or maybe there's a group that's doing something of their own will and they're promising to pay her some of the cut, or they're promising her a cut, so she's coming along. And it's something focused. Maybe it eventually blows up into something better, but at the start, it's something focused. So I think if there was any sort of tension going on, it would less be about like, maybe there is war or conflict going on somewhere in the world, but I don't think it's outright affecting what is going on in the city or in the story, whatever in the immediate setting they're in or in the story. I think it's more so a personal, to the players, or to the characters rather, to the player characters, something personal that they're working toward.
Yeah, I think.
And then Curry, if they're in a city, right, having lore for the city of origin is pretty good. just because I think that makes sense thematically, and also for the kind of game she'd be playing in, that kind of works well. Society works too, because I imagine society is like it's like a social talk skill in some way, I imagine.
Yeah.
So I think courier. I think she probably was really young, a courier, maybe was good at stuff, good at being a bit slimy, and someone picked her up and was like, "Hey, I think you could pick locks really good."
Yeah, that works. I feel like courier really fits what you're thinking.
Cool. Rogue, you are skilled and opportunistic. Using your sharp wits and quick reactions, you take advantage of your opponent's missteps and strikes where it hurts most. You play a dangerous game, seeking thrills and testing your skills, and likely don't care much for any laws that happen to get in your way. While the path of every rogue is unique and riddled with danger, the one thing you all share in common is the breadth and depth of your skill. Don't even have to think twice, I'm taking it.
I'm looking at the other classes up here. There's so many classes.
There's so many classes.
I'm gonna have to try to make a few when I have the time, but then I'm never gonna get to play them. I know that that Pathfinder has a lot of feats that are like grabbing someone and moving them around, like throwing them around or like putting them down. I kind of want to try to make something like that, like a Street Fighter character, like Marisa from Street Fighter. I think it would be pretty fun.
I'm looking at the heritage for rats.
Remember that you also have the other heritages on Uncommon and...
Oh shit, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you can be an you can be a dumpier rat.
Oh shit.
You can have dragon blood in you, you can be a changeling. What does the rat have? Long snout rat. That's funny. Tunnel rat, snow rat, shadow rat. They got all the level 1 dungeon enemies here. Romar. You can be you can have arc heritage, huh? That's cool.
I kind of like, so like I'm definitely imagining like cute furry girl, and less like. Have you played Legends of Grimrock or Legend of Grimrock? Have you played Legend of Grimrock 2?
No.
Were there rats in Legend of Grimrock 1? Could you be a ratkin? I know you can in 2.
I don't remember. It's been a while since I played Grimrock 1.
I'm gonna go to E621 and I'm gonna type in rating :safe and I'm gonna type in rat. Minus Freya. Minus Freya Crescent.
You don't want to be peak? I see.
No. I do. Her proportions are
perfect.
Her proportions are perfect, but not what I'm thinking for this character.
Yeah, fair.
Oh my god, I like when I type in rat. This is literally I love when I type, when I just kind of do what everyone else in the world has done, because on the first page of results, a mouse rogue was the first thing, what was on this first result of the page, and I think that's really funny.
So someone with stream overlay basically just E621 site layout. That's crazy.
That's really funny. Well, you know the art style. It's what if this was an anime girl but a rat? Like those proportions. Like picking a Dark Souls 1 character, slim build, picking thief as the starting class, but a mouse girl. I kind of like Deep Rat because I think her being able to see in the dark as a rogue is really funny. Like see completely, because there's low light vision and then there's what I imagine is well, there's dark vision here. You
Yeah.
can see in the dark.
I do think that either I was looking at the other options. I do think if not deep rat, then a rat would also be good for a character like that, like a thief in a career.
Quick squeeze, yeah. Fuck.
You or you can pick snow rat and be thick.
Oh,
Could be,
fuck.
could be fluffy.
I think I want to have total dark vision. I think that is really cool. Ancestry feat. Skull creeper? No, I'm good.
You were close to demoralized foes. Are you sure you don't want that?
Pack rat. I could carry more. I don't want a rat familiar. I don't want rat folklore.
Don't want chic pouches.
That sounds really funny.
Tinkering fingers. You can
when
pick
do your
visuals in scissors and bite people more.
It's true. You repair an item without using repair toolkit, without taking the -2 surplus penalty, and improvising with whatever you have it in hand. Years of experience among ratfolk communities made you nimble, and you've learned to run and hide when enemies threaten. You've gained the trained proficiency rank in acrobatics and stealth. If you would automatically become trained in one of these skills from your background or class, for example, you instead become trained in a skill of your choice. You can also choose additional lore general for ratfolk lore. Since I'm going to be a thief or a rogue, that's going to be I imagine, would I also immediately become trained in acrobatics and stealth from that, or could I?
On the skills training above, you can choose what you're gonna be trained at. You start trained in, as a rogue, you start training in stealth.
Okay.
You have stealth and underworld lore. As trained, you can pick 8 more from your skill training.
Gotcha. Okay. Class feat. Go ahead.
I actually think you need to set the abilities and the skill training before that, because some ancestry feats and class feats depend on like what skills trainings you have, what you're trained at.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So ancestry boosts. I'm going to get dexterity and intelligence. I'm going to lose strength, and I get to choose another one, which I think I will take charisma. Background boosts.
Yeah. And then you have you have to click on the free boosts down there too.
Gotcha.
I think we will try to get Dex to +4, Chat to +2, Intelligence +3, and maybe Wisdom to +1. Either Int or either that or I would have Int at 2 and Wisdom at 2 too.
Yeah, so I was thinking, I want to get charisma to, Dex to +4 for sure. +1 in con, because as you know, I don't like to have base, like I need to have, gotta put some points in con. Gotta put just a little bit in the Constitution.
You don't want the character to die that easily.
You don't want to be a glass cannon in these games, because I love you, Archie, but I never trust a GM when it comes to like, I don't take chances like that. I gotta take one hit. So I took charisma on the ancestry boosts. On my background boosts, obviously dexterity, and then I think charisma again. So that's 2 sources of charisma. I'm choosing dexterity. So one of the choices has to be dexterity or intelligence. I'm taking dexterity. Second option, I'm taking charisma. Class boost is going to give me a boost in dexterity. On my free boosts, I put 1 in constitution to make it +1, 1 in dexterity to make it +4, 1 in int to make it +2. So now I can either make my whiz +1 or my charisma +2. And I kind of think I should maybe get a +1 in wisdom.
Yeah, I'm not sure what exactly wisdom effect here, but
I don't know if it's
sounds
perception.
maybe.
I don't even see a percep. Oh yeah, plus perception.
Yeah,
Perception plus 5.
medicine, nature. Oh, let me see. Religions affected by wisdom. Survivals affected by wisdom.
What's? I don't see. Well, see, I see perception. Look below hero points. There's rogue DC, and then below that there's perception.
Oh.
Below AC is hero points, and then below hero points is rogue DC, and below that's perception. I don't know what
Let me
that's.
see. Measures your ability environment,
Oh,
application of perception. Yeah, it's wisdom. Yeah.
Okay.
Three. I'll probably get trained in survival and not the deception. Yeah. Society maybe, because you got like 9 points to be trained and stuff. You have to choose like 9 skills.
Yeah, I think I will have a +2 in wisdom, and I'll keep charisma at +1. So I've got, at the end, so in free boost it'll show me the everything. I have the result I got to is -1 strength, +1 con, +2 wiz, +4 dexterity, +2 intelligence, +1 charisma.
Okay, that worked.
Okay.
That gives you a +7 in perception.
Holy shit. And then skill training.
You can pick you can pick like 9 of them, I think.
Oh, athletics is like feats of strength, right?
Yeah.
Acrobatics would be feats of finesse.
Exactly.
Okay, so I can't become expert in anything, right?
No, at level 1, no.
Okay. Yeah, well, thievery's got to be trained, obviously. God, yeah, I could be trained in so many things.
Yeah, that's the thing about the rogue in this game, is that the rogue has a lot of skills. They're good at a lot of stuff.
Okay, well, trained in acrobatics. Trained in deception. Trained in... What's performance?
I guess it's like put up a show, either in the theater or with an instrument.
Trained in crafting. Trained in intimidation.
Ooh. Trained in intimidation is interesting. Trained in society, maybe?
True. Well, no, I think I already am.
No, you're trained in stealth.
No, I'm. For me, I've got both. Okay.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah. It's already given me. Oh yeah. So you've got lore underworld. I've got lore city. Oh, my back. You have. You have criminal as background.
I picked the wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Courier. Where is? I clicked wrong. There we go. Oh, and skill training. Yep, you're right. You're already trained in society.
Yeah.
Performance is acting in other performance arts. Can be used for impersonating someone in other receptions of change. Yeah, it's fun to build characters like this. I do think you're trained in society. Does your character have a family or do they live by themselves? If they live by themselves, I feel survival or either survival or like medicine would be good. Or diplomacy if they have to talk through.
I think she has a big family. And they don't know. I feel like rogues are so easily the most tropey. I think that I'm worried, or rather I feel that people are really tropey when it comes to rogues, and they fall into common things really easily, and I'm worried about falling into those too, because my gut thought is that she has a big family and they don't know what she does for a living, and she lies about it because she doesn't want to tell them that she is a not a bruiser, not like a trained
Mhm.
bruiser, but she has been paid to kill somebody before, or
I
had to kill
mean-
somebody for her job before, and doesn't really want to tell her family like, oh yeah, I steal things, and
I mean, she doesn't need to lie. She can just omit. She can say that she's like, "Oh yeah, I work sending messages to a noble or something like that."
Well, yeah, like as she's gotten older, I think she has been more. She is someone's problem solver, right? And in her line of work, that means I don't know what she would say. I think she would say that she's like, she wouldn't say she's someone's assistant, but she would say that she's like, well, no, because she couldn't be honest about being someone's right-hand man, because, so what point of the matter is, I think she's got a big family, and they don't know what she does for a living, and now she sort of now she lives on her own, away from them.
I don't think she would have diplomacy in case.
Yeah, diplomacy, that makes sense. And then I'll say survival and medicine. So she is not trained in arcana, athletics, nature, occultism, or religion. And that makes sense to me. I don't think she lives in the wilderness. I think she would live in a pretty big city.
Yeah. She does picture more
Yeah.
as someone that lives in like the big city, and yeah, I think it does make sense. Like under a bar or something like that.
Yeah. All right, so
Nothing
I chose
changes
Rat
it.
Folk lore, which means I get one more skill training.
You
I
get
get
two
two
more.
skill
Actually.
training.
Yeah.
Oh my god, do I really want to take that? What is the
What
rest
you
of
can
this?
do, if none of the 5 left are like good to you, you can click on lores and then write something that the character know about.
True. Okay.
So you can, for example, lore nobility or something like that.
So lore city. She already knows everything about the city. What else would she know about, and something that would make sense and be useful for a game? So like lore would be like, what's your autistic special interest? What's something? Okay, so for me in real life. Sorry, go ahead. Were you about to say something?
How about something related to people? Because surely she knows a lot of people and what their deal is, right?
Yeah. So if she is somebody's problem solver, she would know a lot about. So she already knows a lot about the city, and you can rationalize that and as to a lot of things. She knows about like who's on the street, right? She's got like, so city is so broad, it really can mean a lot of things. Like it could be like she knows like the word on the street. She knows who the gangs are. She knows who like she knows generally about the criminal underworld. Like she knows, who are the drug dealers, like who are the like 6 drug dealers that are like dealing shit else wherever. How do I get from point A to point B the fastest? Like that's what the courier thing is. It's like, where are the back alleys? Where are the shortcuts? What's a good place to eat, right? Like, ooh, I know this really good place. No, you don't really know about it because the it's not actually labeled as a restaurant, and the head chef kind of has a warrant for his arrest for aggravated assault. But like, dude, he knows how to make a fucking casserole. Dude can fry some chicken like you wouldn't believe. So I don't want to just write another lore on top of that. What about lore? Well, lore poison would be under medicine, I think.
No, I think if it's specifically about poison, it would make sense that is to have like lore about it, because I think medicine would be used to like take care of someone that had been poisoned. I think lore poison would be to, like, identify what that kind of poison would be used for each situation.
Sure you boys didn't just tag along so we could sing Kumbaya together at some point. Then again,
Let me go a little bit farther down the line. Let me look at the class feats, because maybe something I see later on will inform a previous decision.
Yeah.
Twin Feint. Use an attack to distract your both seem off guard against the second attack. You're next. Requires train and intimidation. You reduce an enemy, or no, the trigger is I reduce an enemy to 0 hit points.
It would be kind of
After
fun if
downing
they
a
gave
foe,
you a skill that just...
Yeah, right. Attempt to demoralize a creature, sus through circumstance, whatever. Overextending fate. You go to phone overextending a successful fate. You can use the following success and critical success feats. So tumble behind is crazy. When you tumble through, the foe whose space you pass through is off guard against the next attack you make. I have to take that. I actually do remember. I did play a game of Pathfinder before, and it was a hack that made it like Zelda. There was like a Zelda Pathfinder hack, and I played as a Twilight, like whatever Midna is.
Mm-hmm.
I played a Twilight rogue, and I remember tumble through, and I know it was a hack, so I don't know if they've changed any of the rules, but tumble through was fucking crazy. I have to take that. Skill feat. Oh my god, I can take so many. Oh,
that's
my god.
yeah,
Okay.
that is a lot of things.
No cause for alarm. You attempt to reduce panic. Attempt to...
A diplomacy check. Well, there's some that are like pretty obvious for a thief. There is like pickpocket, read lips. Risky surgery is interesting depending on how she works. Streetwise, you can use your society modifier instead of diplomacy to gather information. Subtle theft.
sure you boys didn't just tag along so we could sing Kumbaya together at some Boy Scout bonfire. Then again,
Okay. That has so many skills, Pathfinder. So good. Group coercion. Dirty trick sounds okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm also imagining if I lived in a world where I could ask the GM that if I could use dirty trick to like pull someone's grenade pin. That's the first thing I would ask if it was possible to do.
That is terrifying. I would probably allow that, depending on the circumstance.
Amazing.
You would blow yourself up with that. You are aware, correct?
I don't know if I get away fast enough.
You'll be fast enough?
Skill feat. Bonmot. Catfall. Fuck me. Catfall. Your cat-like acrobatics can cushion your falls. Tree. Whatever.
Of how Pathfinder works, you can only do things with an ability that the ability specifically mentioned. The game's extremely rigid like that. Oh, okay. The game has so many skills, but also means like you kind of have to follow the skill exactly as it says. Yeah, that's fair. Assurance sounds good if you're focusing on skills. You can forgo rolling a skill check for that skill to instead receive 10 plus proficiency bonus. So you can just like, depending on the situation, you can guarantee you're gonna pass at some point.
Is clumsy one until they use an interact action to end the impediment success as success, but the condition ends automatically. So basically, dirty trick is I make someone clumsy.
Yeah.
Which I don't really know exactly what that means, but it's putting some sort of debuff on them in some sort of CC.
Exactly. Let me see. I think we have here somewhere. Movement become clumsy. Yeah. Take a value penalty to... Hold on. Clumsy means you take a penalty to dexterity-based rolls and DCs, including AC. So clumsy ones mean you reduce their AC by 1 if they're using dexterity for that. Reflex saves, range attack rolls, and skill checks using acrobatics, stealth, and thievery also are affected by clumsy.
So I'm either on pickpocket or streetwise. Pickpocket because it's cool that I can steal or palm an object that's closely guarded, such as in a pocket, without taking the -5 penalty. You can't steal stuff that they're wearing. You can't steal the armor off of someone or steal the weapon out of their hand. But you could pickpocket them or steal something that's like, you know. Mm-hmm. I could pickpocket somebody or steal something maybe not from plain sight, but like closely guarded.
Yeah.
So,
and once you become a master at thievery, you can do that in combat. Yeah, I think that's good.
I kind of like that because otherwise, streetwise is you know about life on the streets and feel the pulse of your local settlement. You can use society instead of your diplomacy modifier to gather information. In any settlement you frequent regularly, you can use the recall knowledge action with society to know the same sorts of information that you could discover with diplomacy to gather information. The DC is usually significantly higher, but you know the information without spending time gathering. If you fail to recall the information, you can still subsequently gather to attempt information. So it's basically like, do I either want to be a master thief or do I want to be socially cool?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I kind of think I want to take pickpocket because that's so thief, you know?
Yeah, and I do feel like you already has like lore, the city lore, that you can train later on to become like better. So I feel like the pickpocket would give you more options, so to speak. And later on give you more options in combat too.
All right, so,
if you pick the pickpocket, now you have the Rouge's Racket.
True, yeah.
So I think the Rouge's Racket also gives you like more stuff later on, like more class abilities and stuff.
Cool. So, okay, so I have Deep Rat as heritage, Ancestor Feat is Rat Folklore, Class Feat is Tumble Behind, Skill Feat is Pickpocket. For my Rogue's Racket, I took Thief Racket.
Okay.
So that means that I still have 2 things I can train in skill.
You can't just like pick some other skill that she learned while maybe she learned from the person she's working for. Sorry, remind me, does she work for like a single person?
I think I think so, but it's not as easy. Like, I don't think she's like buddy with them. I think that she works for their like company. But she works the kind of job where she is definitely able to take work from other people.
Okay.
But you know, if she were to take work from people that is against her own company, they would probably find out.
Yeah, I can see her learning like arcana, occultism, or even religion from the person she's or like the entity she's working for.
True.
Yeah, and both arcana and occultism use intelligence, and religion uses wisdom. Jesus, Window 94. If I was making the character, I'd probably pick occultism and arcana, mostly because I think they are the most interesting of these 5 choices. Or I would pick some lore that is specifically to the setting.
True. Yeah. So I think I'll pick occultism because I think that's kind of cool. And I think it's like kind of like she's it's like it kind of adds some more of the like fantasy what's the word, the more magical stuff going on, and it could be that some of the stuff that she has had to do in her job, like during her jobs and stuff, has involved magic or the occult. And I think I would want to add a lore, but I took Streetwise. Did I take Streetwise? No, I took Pickpocket.
Yeah, I took Pickpocket.
So so she already has Lore City. So it's crazy that I've got so many trained skills. It's so fucking funny. I want to say, what's she like? She's cute and she knows it. She isn't evil. Like, she's not totally evil. She just is selfish. She's a fucking rogue, you know? Like, it's all gonna be everything you've ever heard about with a rogue. Well, so she's not bloodthirsty. She doesn't love violence for the sake of violence.
Something came to my mind right now. You said that she is cute and she knows it. Does she care or knows about fashion? Or if not fashion, then maybe like jewelry?
I think you're onto something. I don't know if I would use the word jewelry or fashion, but what if the lore was vanity?
Honestly, I think like vanity items, I can see that being...
Or like
she knows a lot about makeup and bracelets,
like the idea of like looking good, you know?
There is a
she
thing
knows how
for
to
that.
look good. I don't know, but I'm trying to think. I'm imagining her as like. I'm imagining her is like. I'm imagining her as. I can't see her being. I can't see her living life in such a way where she is out in the open or like drawing attention to herself. I think the whole like she's cute and she knows it is more like she knows that when she needs to lay the charm on, it'll work. But I don't see her like going out and being the kind of person who's going to have a lot of attention on her.
Okay.
So, but I'm trying to think of...
You're making Rouge the Bat.
No, we're not making Rouge the Bat. Or the Rat. Very, very
Bat.
different.
Bouge the Rat.
Bouge the Rat. Yeah, she also has a good phototeta face, for sure.
Thank you, Cameron.
She's not as wide as she is tall. She's not an Atlas character. What about architecture? Like, she's really good at infiltration.
I can see that.
So, like, obviously, yes, that's like obviously that you would that's kind of rolled into like survival or thievery and stealth, and stuff. But also, like, what if?
Okay,
What if it was?
Go ahead.
No, you go.
I thought about something. What would she do if she wasn't a...
I don't know if she could ever do honest work.
Okay.
I think she has done enough. So, like, I think that she has done some adventure work, like whatever kind of stuff that the party would be doing, like, she has done before. She has worked with other parties before as a thief, you know. So if she didn't work for that company, if she didn't work for that group, I think she might lean into the adventuring side of being a rogue. Like, I think she... So are you asking if she wasn't this class, or if she didn't work that literal
If she
job?
didn't work this specifically. But now that you mention, like, that, I just thought about something. Does she like books? Does she read?
If I'm leaning into the whole architecture thing, I think she would like information. I think she would like nonfiction. I think she would like books that tell her things. I think she probably would scoff. So, okay, I think she would scoff at fiction, right? She'd be like, "No, I don't have time for that." Like, yeah, like, I'll go to a play, right? Those are fun, but like, I'd rather read a book that'll teach me something. But I think one of her charm points is that, like, you know, if she were a character in something that isn't the playable character, I think one of her charm points would be, like, she would really like the concept of a book. That's in the sense of, like, if there was a... I think she would really like certain protagonists, or like certain heroes. Like, she'd think that they're really cool, and... wouldn't read them in her off time, but like, let's pretend she's either a party member or some other character in a game where she's not the playable character, and you talk to her about this book, and, you know, maybe she's like, "Oh yeah, I've seen plays, but I don't have time for books. I'd rather read a book that'll teach me something." And you tell her, like, "Oh, well, this play, like, you know, it's from a book. Like, it started as a book," or, "Oh, this play, someone." I think I like the first one more. Like, "Oh yeah, well, that play, like, that was because of a book at first. It was adapted from a book." And you tell she'd be really interested about hearing about the differences, or like let's say you're in a party and you're during your off time you're reading, and she like takes an interest to it. Like, she doesn't want you to read it to her, and she wouldn't want to read it herself, but she would get really into hearing you talk about it.
Oh, maybe it's in Lawrence City. But what about gossip?
I think she would know about gossip, but I do think that works for Lore City. And, like, you know, society and I don't know if diplomacy would be the right word, but, like, I think that would work for society, like, knowing gossip and stuff. I kind of like architecture. I kind of like knowing a lot about buildings and how to get into them.
Yeah, I do feel that it's something that is not covered by the other things.
Like, you could argue thievery, but if you, like, let's say there was something you needed to learn about a place. Like, you know, let's say you're trying to find something in a building, right? In some sort of building, and you need to know something specific other than just, how do I get into this place? Like, yeah, I know how to sneak in. Like, yes, I know how to sneak into these buildings, or I know what makes them structurally integral. And because of me knowing that, this is something that can lead you to learning something else. Or like, like, you know, where would someone build a? Would this kind of building have a basement? Like, we need to find someone's hiding something, and it's owned by this guy or this.
Yeah.
It's in this mansion. Like,
You would also probably understand that a room's layout looks smaller than it's supposed to be, so there probably should be a hidden wall somewhere.
exactly. Yeah.
If you want to look like texture patterns, you'd have a better idea of where the supports and where you could get in would be. Yeah, that too. Or if you need to like bring a building down, you would know where to like plant a bomb or something.
Can I not be? Oh, so wait, can I not? Can I not make myself trained in? Oh no, I can't click on it.
No, if you, it's showing up as like texture there, but there's only a remove button, right?
Yeah.
If you just click finish, it should show up in.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it in.
It's weird. I don't know why it's not showing. I think there's gotta be a way. We just like don't understand the site yet. You don't show up in later levels. Really? Oh. Hold on, let me check. Oh, okay. Since you're like getting a new lore, it starts as untrained. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I think I don't know why that starts untrained and the other ones don't. If this was a custom thing, we could make it so it starts trained too. I don't see the problem.
yeah, I'll put Arcana just to finish up. Let's see. The name Ruby. And I guess aside from adding gear, I think that's it.
Yeah, I think this is it for level 1. The gear, there's so much gear too.
I know.
Simple, martial. I wonder if all of that is. I guess it depends on what the GM says it's available or not. Like what the fuck is a backed carbine? High fully armed that uses a hammerhead. How did they find all these weapons? I don't even thought that many weapons existed. Why is there a dog slicer?
Dog slicer. That's what they call me on the weekends.
But that means there's a lot of like things to choose from. That's pretty cool. Basically, master use of everything you could get. Yeah. A lion sight. Meteor hammer. Great. The weapon is called Mikazuki, and then the description is the Mikazuki combines a Sansetsucon with a. What is a Sansetsucon? You're not giving me any new information. Don't shit about my back, Barbie. I'm sorry. There has to be a better name than that, Karam. Oh yeah, I am aware of the archives of Nedis. Apparently they had to like remove all the official images from it, but it still has all the actual information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there is a lot of items here. I don't think I'm gonna get into the items right now. That is a lot. Wrist launcher, wish knife, wish blade. Let's go. The old French for Raven's speak. Yeah, but it's French, so like. Unfortunately, I cannot respect the French. They don't make good fries though.
It's yeah.
I mean, they're named French fries. They had to be French. Made for
Mhm.
puncturing armor and beating the shit out of people with helmets. I think I've seen some of these actually. I just never knew that's what they were called. I was planning to start Lily at like level 5, probably wouldn't have that much gear at 0. Yeah, I think the book actually tells you like how much gold you have to
15.
spend.
At least in this character creator, yeah, 15 gold. I bought a dagger and an armored cloak, I think it was, and then I'm like, okay, well, other than that, I think we're good.
And then you save the money for when you go out and cut loose.
True. But yeah, no, I think
Barricade Buster. I can buy bombs. Nice. I want to make, if I ever play this game, I'll probably make, there is a class, I don't know which one it is. I think the class is actually called Alchemist. And you have like you have an alchemist that can throw stuff at people. I would probably pick that. I think that is incredibly funny.
I think if I play this character, I don't know if I would play Pathfinder. I do really like what this has done for helping create the character, but I would probably, I don't know if I would want to do D&D for this character. I kind of really like Edward. I really like what we did with that one. I think I would either do Dungeon World, just because I know that the rogue in that one is called the Thief. But then again, in Dungeon World, your characters are that is the cool guy. Like, you are the coolest guy of that archetype. Like, when you're the thief in Dungeon World, you are the thief. Like, there is no one out there that can do exactly, like, there are thieves, but you are the thief. Like, people talk about you, or will talk about you.
Yeah.
Will talk about you like you're the main character in that. Like, you know, you're the Garrett. You are the you are the main character of all the thieves. When you're the fighter, you are fucking Doom guy. So I don't know if I want to play a game where you are that, like, strong.
I would like to experiment this like one point. At least one day, but I barely have any time to breathe. And like doing the bean saber is already consuming all of my time.
Yeah.
I don't even have the map for tomorrow.
It's fine. There was some stuff I wanted to have prepared for tomorrow that I totally forgot about, and I mean, I'm off tomorrow, so I might have time, but we'll see.
Nice.
But yeah, this was fun, and I think this is a good time to call it, because it is midnight 30 for you.
Yeah, tomorrow is like mostly downtime, but I would like to like present some parts of the city, but we'll see how it goes.
And Iris, one of us has level 3 harm, so it might get a little scary tomorrow.
It is
if
true.
you forgot, someone got level 3 harm killing your stalker. Skillish you?
Not exactly killing, he's still out there, you just don't know.
I'll kill him again when he shows up.
Well, we saw how that ended for you last time. I'm not sure you want to. You would want that, though.
True.
And you'll have no armor now.
But yeah, no, this was really fun. We can play the game that you wanted to play whenever you feel like it. I wouldn't mind doing this again, but if you wanted to play a video game next time, that is also totally fine.
Yeah. I have the only like problem that I have with these streams is that it makes me want to play the games and yeah, make her a Lancer character. I made myself a Lancer character. I don't think Lilibet would enjoy Lancer, unfortunately. I would like listening to a table.
I would like listening to friends at the table play Lancer, which they did. They played Lancer for like 3 games. or for 3 episodes, for a specific thing.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
know if I'd
she
play
would
it
love the
myself.
lore of Lancer, but I don't think she would like the actual game.
It's too. It's a
You,
lot.
you like more free flow games than like mule scene kind of games, yeah.
Yeah, like as I was looking at all of the skills for Pathfinder, I was like starting to go a little insane. I was like, "Oh my god, dude. What do you mean? What do
Yeah.
you mean I get like a +1 to this roll if I execute this really specific situation?" Like, dude, just give me like a
Honestly, I kind of love that, but
like
I can be the
do.
play. I have to be the player in that, and I can't be the DM.
Yeah, like I would need those. I think these games are really fun when you are mechanics first and fiction second, as opposed to vice versa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. How about we rate someone?
Sure.
I think the group dance with pretty mechanics first. Yeah, I have a group that is pretty mechanics first, and I had fun DMing Lancer for them.
The
And I also
bouncer.
had the current group that I am DMing for is way more roleplay first. Which, for one, it's great for me because I don't have to worry about like making balanced battle map. It's something that I don't enjoy doing. And I have to focus more on roleplay. It's good. And
Yeah, it's like when I did Monster of the Week, I didn't make any maps at all. Like, it was all words. It was all talking words. And it seemed like everyone had a really good time. And I kind of like that. I kind of like being like using your imagination and the when you start, I think games like D&D and stuff need like maps and specific things like that to because those games rely on tiles and distancing and positioning and blah blah blah, blah. Like it relies on that stuff. It doesn't work without it.
Mhm.
So
yeah, Lancer is a game that you can't replay without a map, for example.
exactly. So
You can't really do Theater of the Mind with Lancer. D&D can kinda work in Theater of the Mind. Oh, Vampire! I would love to play Vampire the Masquerade.
oh yeah, because that's powered by the apocalypse. So
Is it?
it should be, or is it? No, there's World of Darkness.
Yeah, it's Vampire, I think it's World of Darkness.
Okay, and World of Darkness. I think it's a 2d6 though, still, and I think that's what Powered by the Apocalypse kind of was inspired by. Or sorry, what Apocalypse World was
is
inspired by.
Hunter the Visual also World of Darkness?
Hunter the Vigil is also World of Darkness.
Oh, it's a D10 game.
It's a D10 game. Huh.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna see if I can get the Outer Green book and see if how do you make a character the Outer Green.
So it's a Call of Cthulhu based system. So it's if you've ever been a character in Call of Cthulhu, then that's how it works in Delta Green. I don't know how.
Yeah, I
much
think
different it
Delta
is.
Green is more focused on like military action. Like instead of being normal investigators, you like take a gun and shoot Cthulhu in the face or something. But tomorrow not passing up, we can find him again. Yeah, no worries. I'm curious about Delta Green.
Yeah, I made
Pretty
a Call of
crunchy.
Cthulhu character once, like 13 years ago, and I think I made a. It's so funny. It's so funny that I didn't realize gender until I was like 25, because the character I made for Call of Cthulhu back then was I wanted to. I don't know why I had this trend of making characters that were like secretly doctors, but it was a character who was like she was like, I can't remember how old she was, but she was definitely a teenager, but she was like older than 12 but younger than 16, and this was like Call of Cthulhu was like 1920s, I think, so misogyny, and she wanted to be a doctor but misogyny, but also I was 17, so
Did you
I
make
was a
Naoto
dipshit.
Persona 4?
I made Naoto Persona 4, but a doctor instead of a detective.
Amazing. Was that before or
Uh,
after you played Persona 4?
Oh, I played Persona 4 when I was like 13.
Okay. For a second, I thought you like made Naoto Persona 4 from scratch.
No, it was definitely inspired by Naoto Persona 4. There was a trans man in that friend group that I played that game with, so I wonder how he felt about that.
Huh.
I wonder how you felt about that character. I don't know if he remembers.
Incredible things are happening. But alright, it's a little bit late for me and I need to start dinner, so I'm gonna send you all.
Don't eat before this shit.
True. I need to eat and then go to sleep.
Yes,
I was saying. Sorry, what?
I said yes, you do.
Yes, I do. I will send you all to Joey. They're playing Marvel Tokon. What are they playing with? Let's see. I thought that the game had like some problems in PC. But I guess maybe they play
it's been
on
optimized really badly.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah, let's go say hi to Joey, cool guy. Thank you everybody for showing up. Thank you Lily for inviting me too. That's a great idea that you had, by the way.
Thank you. I had a lot of fun. I will probably make characters for funsies on my own time on all these other systems because this is really fun.
True. I have a system. I got my hands into a system thanks to a very kind friend that's called Fabula Ultima. I need to finish reading it so I can make a character tag and see how it goes.
God, that game looks so cool.
I know, right? But alright, before the raid goes, thank you everybody. Hope y'all had a great night. Iris was the kind friend that shared Fabula Ultima with me. Thank you so much. Thank you. And yeah, for now, that is gonna be it. See you all next time. Bye bye. Yay.
Together at some Boy Scout bonfire. Then again, maybe you did.